Welcome back to an episode of Ministry Truth. I'm your only host on the show. It is fucking Saturday. Saturday. Some of you are probably waking up from your hangovers, or you're waking up, or you're already at work. Me? Well, I've been up since 5. Don't ask me why. It just happens that way sometimes. And, well, what are we going to talk about today? Hold on. So, what do you want to talk about? What do we want to talk about? We're just going to go over just some random people. Just how all yesterday, some of the shit we go by then. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into our thing. It's Saturday morning. You can go get yourself a cup of coffee. You can get yourself some food. Hell, if you want to start drinking, fuck it. I'm not against it. I'm in the Army. We used to drink at 9 in the morning. But if you think about it, when we were overseas and the Super Bowl was like 1 in the morning, I was still getting schmammered for the next 4 hours. Good thing they gave us Monday off. Anyway, let's get into our first song. It's I really think this might have come out while I just graduated basic training. Let me double check. Oh, this doesn't go back that far. Anyway, for your listening pleasure, my listening pleasure, while you guys go get ready for your, morning stuff, hail to the king. Wrong. There's kings everywhere. Kings. But not the way you think.
Watch your tongue or have it cut from your head. Save your life by keeping whispers unsaid. Children roam the streets, now orphans of war. Bodies hanging in the streets to adore. Oil flames will carve a path in chaos, bringing daylight to the night. Death is riding into town with armor. They come to take all your rights. Out of the king.
I'm not saying I'm the king, but I am my tribal chief for this entire. Ooh, I almost didn't say that. That was close.
Stand in the sun. Out of the king.
But we are going to do it. I'm just not telling you my plan now.
Blood is spilled while holding keys to the throne. Born again, but it's too late to atone.
All right.
Mercy from the
Oh,
edge of the
wrong button.
blade.
I feel like I've had enough of that. I know I could listen to it a lot longer. What we're going to listen to first is, did I start off everything with humor? Oh, I only got one humor video? No, I got 2 humor videos. Give me 1 second. Sometimes this thing gets real stupid. There we go. The fun on that one.
Maxwell!
Yeah?
You got a visitor!
Hi, Ghislaine!
Long time no see! Hi, Ghislaine!
Who are you?
Ghislaine, it's Bill and Hillary! Don't you recognize we're your lawyers!
That's right, Miss Maxwell.
Good
We're
lawyer.
Smith & Jones, attorneys at law. And we gotta know what you're gonna tell the judge
Yeah,
about
tell
the
us all the
client
dirty
list.
details, and we'll get you out of here lickety-split.
That's right.
We're here to help.
Yeah, give us the names on the client list and you're a free woman.
But there is no client list.
What are you talking about? Of course there was a client list. There's no client list.
Oh, there's lots and lots of clients. They don't just lock you up for trafficking nobody.
Well, duh.
Whoa.
Can you name a few?
Oh, I can name more than a few.
You know what they haven't
Presandro,
locked up for
Dershowitz.
trafficking yet? The Tate brothers. Yeah, I said it.
Bill Gates, Stephen King, Kevin Spacey. The list goes on and on.
Well, what about me? Is that all?
Oh no, I've got lots and lots of names. Bankers, flight logs, even an ex-president
Oh.
with 27 trips to the island.
26.
What?
You said 27, but it was actually 27. I mean, go on.
Yeah, what else you got?
I've got lots more. Politicians, CEOs, let me out and I'll name them all.
Well, Ghislaine, that's awfully patriotic of you.
So what happens now?
Well,
No,
now
if
we give
anybody
you a
was in here right now,
surprise.
it
What's
would
the
be-
surprise?
We're not actually lawyers.
Well, if you're not lawyers, who are you?
We're the Clintons.
Surprise!
Hillary, Bill, what is this all
I
about?
think you know.
Yeah, now, what do you want your goodbye note to say?
Guards, help!
When I heard this was
My
the
mouse. All right, a little humor. So everybody's all chimping out over what they perceive to be Donald Trump being racist. But in all reality, he didn't even put the video. He didn't record it. A staffer did. And I guess like they didn't do like I do and they go and clip out the beginning and the end portion just to make sure I don't get the recording screen on. But that's just besides the point. The whole video is different. The whole video is different. You take a 2-second clip and all of a sudden he's the most racist man in the world.
latest thing liberals were screeching about, I laughed and continued on
This is why I didn't knee-jerk reaction to it. My buddy sent it to me like, dude, just wait.
my day. I guess that makes me a racist? Okay. Of course, this is all so stupid and performative, and they're trying to take advantage of older people not understanding what happened here. What happened is someone used a screen grabber, much like the one I'm showing you right now. See the arrow on my screen? Everything I do on my screen is now being recorded. Sometimes I, as a video
found it.
editor, will use a screen recorder. For example, if I want to record just a few seconds of a video, like of this Philadelphia City Council meeting. It's almost 3 hours, but I really only want a minute or two. I fire up the screen recorder,
Yep.
and I've got my minute. On your phone, on some apps, like on X, if you play a video and it finishes, it will go to another
Yep.
video
That's why I turned that
automatically.
shit off.
Hence,
110, ça réduit la vie ici.
So what likely happened here is a White House staffer was told to upload a video. He screen grabbed it, and the video moved on to the next, the Obamas as monkeys. So,
What up, Yeti?
instead of going in to edit that video, they just uploaded it. Now sure, that was not the best move, but the idea that this was purposely uploaded as a racist attack on the Obamas is just laughable. And of course, Democrats and their propagandists are so excited that they can once again attack Trump as an evil racist. It's insulting to my intelligence that I even need to
Anything
take time to
away
make
from
this
fraud
video, and
the
I'm not
Clintons and all that shit. You notice you don't hear about those 2 deaths anymore from Minnesota? You don't hear of protests in Minnesota. You don't hear about protests in Portland because maybe every 2 weeks they'll do something stupid. Past couple days, it's just been dead over there in Portland. And there's been no video from Minneapolis or Chicago. Was it really about illegals or was it about crime?
happy about it. This morning, I made a video about endless shootings in Chicago. Yesterday, a video about a murderer in Florida who was freed after 18 months. We've got a man executed while gardening. And I'm supposed to get all upset and clutch my pearls because Trump's Truth account posted 1 second of the Obamas as monkeys? I don't care. And Michelle should just be happy she's got something to talk
Big Mike.
about on her riveting podcast.
we don't articulate as Black women our pain because it's almost like nobody ever gave us permission
I'm going to correct her sentence. She meant black men. Because she's not a woman. It's obvious.
to do that.
In fact, I'll finish with the entirety of this video, originally set to The Lion Sleeps Tonight, which I can't play for you because of copyright.
Oh, really? Hey, Joe Biden's a monkey. See, it's all Democrats, not just two. And their hair. And their hair. All right. So that's out of the way. We're going to get back to that later with Crowder. But this, I believe, is in Australia. In Australia. These motherfuckers are still getting caught all around the world. But you don't hear about it too much. The way they stack to go in the fucking room is bullshit. Six, I guess, New South Wales men, including a former police officer, has now been charged over their alleged involvement in the Satanic Ring. I think I did a video on the Satanic Ring before. Because it gets around to the, oh man. That video, Daisy's Destruction. I think I did a couple videos on that, which, fuck that video and anybody that watches it and the people that made it. I want to fucking destroy them very slowly and very painfully. Don't go looking for Daisy's Destruction. If you do, might as well just kill yourself. In Minecraft. And real life. No shit. I didn't know that. I used to think Nicole Kidman was so fucking hot. I think the first time I remember her was watching Batman Forever. I am. Now that you said it, I'm gonna look into it. You weren't even acting. You just run in. I think this might be the same part as that fucking white dude that went to the Philippines and raping and murdering a young girl. Did a video on him as well. Police allege the ringleader is Landon Ashton Versace Germanata Mills. Bro, why does he have so many fucking names and he doesn't look Spanish? Who was arrested and charged in December. Wearing his zebra fucking clothes. Now you're gonna wear orange. Wait, do they wear orange in Australia? Banish him. Banish him to the desert. Cover your face now, faggot.
Police will allege in court that the initial examination of those devices has discovered thousands of videos depicting the abuse of live children aged between babies and 12 years of age. Amongst these deplorable images were also a number of videos depicting the sexual abuse of animals.
Why are you covering your face, faggot? If I first off somebody like him, oh, his face is going to be all out there for everyone to see. Oh. I bet he's fucking crying under that shit, too. Shaking like a little faggot. Yeah, getting there like a dog. I didn't even see a gas track, by the way. That's only uncalled for. Treat them like a fucking dog. I don't know how they do it in Australia. Do they fucking murder these guys? You know where they don't touch people? Israel. Oh shit. Hey, at least I made it 17 minutes without mentioning Israel. All right. Anybody live in New York City? Anybody that lives in New York City vote for Zoran Mondami? Remember, Zoran Mondami is trying to make New York the place to be. Again, like it used to be. I don't think this is a good start, Zoran.
Well, snow isn't the only thing piled up along New York City streets. Days after the storm, New Yorkers are talking trash about the mountains of garbage that are building up on just about every street corner. It's a smelly mess that just keeps getting worse, and people want to know, when will all the garbage get picked up?
Linda Schmidt is driving around the city to get a closer look. She joins us live from the Upper East Side. Linda, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, hi there, guys. Well, first of all, we are stuck at a traffic light here on East 80th Street and First Avenue. And when we drive down East 80th Street, I mean just block after block after block, piles of garbage and recycling. So we're going to bring that to you in just a minute when this light turns green.
Shit.
We're going to drive down. But in the meantime, let's go ahead
I've
and
heard of
roll
this
that
cult
video
before.
because we did shoot some of the videos so that people can go ahead and take a look at what is going on. These are examples of what's happening here in the city. Now, I spoke with the acting sanitation commissioner this afternoon, and he is telling me that actually, as of today, they are back on track, their regular schedule now for garbage and recycling pickup. They say, you know, the snow removal and everything, that's made it so difficult because the ice built up on the snow,
Thanks, Yeti.
freezing temperatures, the snow's not melting, so they had to commit so much time
My snow's
to
melting. It's not done yet.
removal that they haven't had time really to get to the garbage and recycling. Now, do me a favor, come back live to us now, if you would, if the director can come back live. And you can see us, we are getting ready to go through. We're going through, again, East 80th Street, but look over to the left-hand side. Not only are the cars covered in
Yo, I
snow,
thought that
some of
was
them,
snow at
but
first.
this is a pile of recycling clear bags, which stretches probably for about 20 yards. That's on the left-hand side
at least
there
it's
of your screen.
recycling.
And then, Pete, let's just speed up a little bit here, because when we're driving down this street, whether you're looking to the left or to the right, you see piles of the clear bags in addition to the garbage bags. Now, again, I spoke with the sanitation commissioner, and he is telling me that right now they are working, and they have been since the snow hit. Pete, slow down here, because here you can see again
I don't know,
on the
my
right-hand
trash
side, those
didn't
clear
run for a
bags
week.
filled with recycling, waiting for pickup. And he tells me that they have been working since the snow hit, 12-hour shifts, 2,500
Dude, some of these
workers
cars have never
per
left yet.
shift. And again, that they are back on schedule with this pickup. However, your pickup might happen between 6 in the morning and 6 at night, or it might happen between 6 at night and 6 in the morning. So he is saying,
Who
even
cares?
though,
The trash is getting
and
picked
Pete,
up.
slow down, because look at this here on the left. You've got the black garbage bags piled up against the white clear recycling bags, and that's all on top of a pile of snow. Anyway, he's
Rockstar,
saying
what's
that
going
things
on,
are
brother?
back on schedule. He does understand
Hope you're
the
doing well.
frustration of everybody, but again, he says that, you know, the freezing temperatures really made garbage collection difficult. Let's go ahead and roll his sound.
Hey, did you jump over to Kick yet, or
poses a
you?
big
'Cause I haven't
challenge to
seen
the
you in a while.
workforce. A lot of it's manual labor. You know, some of that stuff is like rock. So, you know, it's very time consuming to start chopping some of that stuff. So that then contributed to the delay. Obviously, people are frustrated, and I understand. We have evolved. I've been on the job 27 years.
Evolved to what?
When I started the job, we didn't even touch any trash or recyclables for over a week. Last week, we started the household collection and the compost in parallel to snow operations.
Stop. Okay, now take a look here on the right-hand side. And again, we're
that's
live
straight up
on East
trash.
80th Street. You can see all of the boxes there that have been torn apart and put together. That's for recycling pickup. We're going to continue
shit's gonna
driving.
be
We're
frozen.
crossing over York Avenue now. But again, the commissioner saying what really made it difficult was that everybody was so devoted to the snow and trying to get the snow cleared away, and that it's frozen. And Pete, why don't we go ahead and come back to me live here so we can just say goodbye. But again, he's saying they are, believe it or not, he says they are back on track as of today. But again, your stuff might not get picked up during the day.
Oh,
it might happen
okay.
overnight.
You can
So
still
back
drop the
inside to-
kick link, bro. Yeah, that's New York City for you. I mean, I get it when you have all those people really, really close together, all those apartments. I could see how trash could build up, but that's fucking ridiculous. And from what I was watching videos like when they were supposed to be shoveling or pushing the snow out off the street, all they were doing was taking it, shoveling it, and then spreading it out, hoping it would melt the whole time. And that melts, and then it creates a layer of ice like fucking morons.
It's definitely fair to be worried that there could be non-citizens voting. We know that non-citizen voting does happen, even if it is rare, according to some on the left.
How frequent is it?
Well, if you want to listen, I actually have some for you. Hold on
Yeah.
one second.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Like actual numbers.
Yeah, I actually wanted to have a lot of quotes for you guys. All right, here we go. So a Georgia audit found 20 non-citizens registered to vote. 9 of them ended up voting in a previous election.
20?
Yeah,
Nine.
let me finish. In Michigan, you know, it's funny when you guys mock small amounts, but let's remember that Marionette Miller
She is,
won
Yeti.
the
When I was
2020
watching
election
it,
by 6 votes.
I was like,
Imagine
holy
if
fuck, I've never really seen her before. And then I was going over some stuff when I YouTubed her. I've been seeing this lady the whole time. And I like how it depends on where you saw. Some will tell you that they just bombarded her and, shut her down. I don't think they shut her down. This isn't the full clip, but I don't think they shut her down at all.
there were
Were they 6
fraudulent votes.
undocumented immigrants?
No, my point is that some elections are decided quite literally on the margins,
Sure.
and every vote counts.
But
Can I finish my
non-citizen
point? Can I
voters.
finish my point? That doesn't, just because it doesn't impact a presidential
the-
election.
Of fraud.
I don't have the percentage, but I have more examples if you
percentage
guys
would you
wouldn't cut me
expect?
off. Let me just finish.
I don't know.
Exactly. 41 non-citizens cast a ballot in North Carolina in 2016.
Okay,
1,500 foreigners registered to vote in California.
This doesn't. She was reading off place after place after place, and they're like, "Oh, that wouldn't have changed the election."
California by the state DMV. They were not citizens in 2018.
Oh, did they?
Did
Were
they
they
vote?
caught?
Did they vote? Actually,
Did they vote?
it doesn't
They're
matter
just
if
registered to vote. That doesn't
Registering
mean
to
they
vote as a
vote.
non-citizen is legal.
So-
According
I know,
to
but
18
they
U.S.
didn't
Code,
vote.
Section 1015, subsection F. says
Illegal
that
to
any
register to vote. Did they vote? That's not the point she was trying to make, stupid. Of course they voted, but they shouldn't have been able to vote. And this is what the whole SAVE Act is all about. It's not racist. It's common sense.
knowingly makes a false statement when
hold on,
registering to
but
vote
here's the
can get
thing.
jail time. We do have evidence in Georgia, and I know people don't want me to cite my own reporting, so I will cite the Atlanta Journal-Constitution because it is left-wing. We know that during the 2020 recount, 3,000 ballots were scanned twice. The Secretary of State's office could not confirm if those were counted, though election integrity activists say they were counted. We know during the audit of the 2020 presidential election, there were, quote, several cases in which election workers mistyped vote totals or allocated votes to the wrong candidate. The state election board gave a slap on the wrist.
How
We
many
know that
times-
governors
Hold on.
Said it was fair.
Brianna, we'll move on from this.
AC is not a left-wing rag. In fact,
Oh,
Greg
fuck it ain't.
Bluestein, who's their national political reporter, it's just an
The
awesome.
Atlanta Journal, no, that's a fucking strictly left-leaning. Yeah, dude. I think they remember, like, even
Awesome journalist, and
percentage
that
of
just has to be
blacks that
said. That's
wanted
just a
fucking
side note, a point of personal privilege.
voter ID
What
is
we're seeing
pretty
right
high
now
too.
is fascism.
So
We're
pretty
seeing
much
fascism
took
at play.
everything that Chuck Schumer was trying to, make people believe, and just threw it out the window. And that's why he wants to shut the government down. That's one of the reasons, because he doesn't want the SAVE Act. If you're a congressman and you don't vote yes on the SAVE Act, you should be taken out of office. Because that should be the first thing we do. Not nationalizing the election. We can't do that. But requiring an ID and proof of citizenship, which it's not that hard. Some IDs, like my real ID, because I had to bring a birth certificate and all that shit.
Donald Trump, because he is a man with little man with a frail ego, cannot stand the fact that he lost. He's probably in a padded room somewhere with the ballots they took from Georgia, circling them for him right now because he is hell bent.
That's not what it's about anymore. It's about the election integrity being flawed. But all of you keep thinking, oh, it's all about the 2020 election you said stolen. That's part of the reason. But it's bringing out fraud. Why did Tulsi Gabbard have to go to Puerto Rico and get their fucking machines? That's a little bit weird. Tulsi Gabbard. DNI? That's serious shit, you stupid cunt.
And thinks he can rewrite history.
Please help me explain why Trump is still obsessed with Georgia, where he was looking for 11,000 votes, where Georgia, they've got voter ID, they've got tough voting laws.
Yeah, that's what he believes. I mean, he says the things that he believes, and obviously now there's a federal investigation going on.
Is he right or is he wrong?
I don't know.
Did you like to hear what she said? They have voter ID. Overnight, they were finding mail-in ballots. You don't show an ID to get those votes. You just mail them out. Did you mention that part?
Oh, there's an investigation that a federal judge signed off on, so we'll find out.
Scott, you don't know?
What are you asking him? Is he right or is he wrong about?
About fraud in Georgia, that whether he won or he lost Georgia.
All the evidence we have right now is that Georgia was not fraudulent. However, my point was that a federal judge just signed off on a warrant to go get evidence, and now there's an investigation going on.
I don't understand why they're so against audits. I bet you if it was auditing someone's IRS records that was a Republican, they'd be, fuck yeah, like, we need more oversight. We need to check everyone. We need to check all these Republican fucking politicians, see if they're doing their taxes right. I mean, they didn't make $30 million in 2 years with a fake winery.
When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that...
we have plenty to get to. It's time for the morning
Get it if you don't like Crowder, fuck you.
news roundup. Oh, this is perfect. I have this set up live in real time, so I don't need to post this. Here's CNN. Growing partisan outrage after Trump posts racist video. Bring it up.
Infiltrated in the election.
Well, then I
this
guess I
clip
was
of
talking
the
to you
Obama
again.
sort of appeared very suddenly at the end.
That's exactly right. Okay, that's enough. It is very funny. And here's Dean Withers from the DNC. He wrote, breaking, Trump just posted an incredibly racist photo of the Obama's face is
I like it
photoshopped
because
onto the body.
his humor is really similar to like some of the shit I like and that I've said.
Of the apes, every day is a new rock bottom for this ugly pig. Here's a screenshot. Yeah, there you go.
Whoa, gorillas are fine, but pigs are not?
Yeah,
Wait,
I don't know.
What's the opposite?
But here's the short version of the video that is out there. Then I'm going to show you the full version, and you have to wait for it because the anticipation is possibly the funniest 25 seconds of your life. So here's the short version that the news clips, okay?
And I'm pretty sure they said
favored
that.
Joe Biden.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember much about it.
Okay.
Oh, he's funny.
Okay. Now let me explain. That looks bad. Let me explain the context. The context is Donald Trump uploaded. Well, he didn't, but someone had uploaded a screen capture of a video that was on their screen regarding election interference and anomalies. And then I believe it was on TikTok, not Instagram, where it auto played because of a scroll to the next video. Okay, it's not related to this video. It's a separate video, and someone just didn't edit out the end of that clip. And then after this, Donald Trump was made aware, or the account was taken down. Still, none of that matters because I live for moments like what you were about to watch. Here is the full version.
No. First time I watched, like, fuck you, Crowder. Fuck you. But the anticipation, it's like listen to what is that shit? Where the beat drops. Is it EDM? It's not techno. I think it's EDM.
Of the video as it was originally uploaded.
Initiated by a court order, the Michigan investigation team obtained forensic access to a DS200 tabulator, the machine that counts the votes.
This is pretty boring.
4G wireless chip manufactured
The tune is in the back of your mind already. I know it.
into the motherboard.
Wait for it.
The voting machine tapes clearly indicate modem engagement and transmission of election data.
Wait for it.
Some of the anomalies that we noticed
Thanks,
in the
Rockstar.
2020
You know what I'm
general
talking about.
elections, that 5 key states all stopped counting at a certain time in these key battleground states. These were all where the software, Dominion machines, ESNS machines were used, the Smartmatic, the GEMS software. So when the vote stopped counting, and this has been noted in other countries as well, President Trump was significantly ahead. When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that favored Joe Biden.
Oh, whoops. Once you know it,
you're just like, when's it gonna happen?
Every time Trump does a truth on Truth Social, I always get these fucking updates. And if I see that it's like a link or an article, I just fucking switch past it, because to me, that's not what he's saying. I only look at direct quotes. And maybe I should start watching them.
And it's still worth it every time you watch it. So here is the edited version of the loop that is being circulated to, of course, try and remove context. Yeah, people want you to think that Donald Trump personally uploaded this video himself on a loop.
For no reason.
The one that made the video of Harry Sisson getting shit on.
That's enough. We don't need it up for like 20 minutes.
They think he's just sitting there in his office at 5 a.m. just like, this will be good.
This is going to be good. This is what the country needs. Monkey.
My social team said I needed more content.
Yeah. This
is going to be great.
Even War Monitor posted that, and they wrote, WTF dog, and people are like, I can't believe that he would post this.
Whatever.
Okay, I guess I need. Here's the original meme version from October 2025.
Yeah, I don't know why they should make music.
Pritzker looked good.
See, Kamala's a turtle.
Fucking Jeffries.
He's a meerkat.
I can't remember that bitch's name.
Silly.
If she thinks she's gonna get Republican men
Now, look, if you want to take that in its whole context.
See, I think that one was funny. And since we're talking about EDM, this is probably one of the very few songs that I actually like. That's not the right one. That was the gay one. Yeah, maybe this. Oh, what's that, Yeti? That was funny? Oh. Well, that's weird. Just fucking with you, but it's still weird. All right. So, a former employer of, yeah, we're not playing this one. Oh, I guess we had a music break. Music break. Shut up, Yeti. Laugh at it. And now you got to freak me out. Relax. Moving on.
I'm starting to get this idea.
Yo, if you ever see this woman with like piercings all over her face, you know, like the ones where you indent them, I guess. I don't know what that's called. But this lady would rather kill her kids than what? Why would you even want to kill your kids for any reason?
Idea that people are not hip.
I don't know where he finds these fucking videos, but yeah. Oh, I thought that said Yeti right there.
To the concept of opinions online not being shared, because the ramification of opinions being shared online is people seeing it and thinking, wow, you might be either stupid, dumb, or insane. And when we talk about a woman who got online saying that she would rather take her own children out than be arrested by ICE, yeah, you would come to the understanding that people would think that this woman is insane. And before I play this, damn it, why can't this nose ring theory be defeated?
I really pray it doesn't get bad enough. But being a mom in America, I had to stop walking for this. I often think that if it gets to the point of knocking on doors, God, and like, to even have these thoughts,
okay,
it's like I'm literally separating from reality right now.
You should never do that. You should never do that. You should be able to look at reality and think of all the good and bad scenarios. You should never take yourself out of reality, because when you take yourself out of reality, that's when you start actually thinking that you could get away with doing stupid things that would land you in jail.
It comes down to me taking out myself and my kids versus us being taken and harmed by ICE. Like, God help me, I did not want to do it. This is not.
Ma'am, now I don't know if it's just me. Maybe.
Wait a minute. First of all, no kids are being harmed by ICE. But I would not kill them. I would not kill my family. I would not kill my kids. Because you know why? We'll get let out. We'll get let out. We're brown. But when we go there, like, listen, bro, you hear how we talk? We're not like that guy that was in Chicago that cleans the city hall. Well, he cleaned the city hall, but he couldn't speak English, and he was working there for at least 20 years. Huh.
It's the TikTok filter. Maybe it's the
I hope that's a filter, because Jesus fucking Christ. Because you look at this, well, I don't know. I can't tell in this picture on the left. I mean, she still looks retarded, but now she looks like, I don't know, like she gets shot in the face with a bunch of BBs.
Makeup. I have no clue. But based on what I am seeing, we could talk about ethnical backgrounds and which side of the gene pool you could fall under, but you look white! You would be one of the last that ICE would be worried about. I don't understand how you could think to yourself, all right, maybe, just maybe, we could live in this concept where I could be taken out by ICE, and I would rather take out my kids if we were in that scenario. Look, what's not clicking here?
Not the life I wanted, but that is a very dark thought that I've had. Death would be a...
You know, if this could be a reason, and I don't want the state to take the kids, but see, just even having that thought would make you a bad parent and unfit to be a parent.
Easier out than for my children to be taken and harmed by these.
Okay, so time out. Let's operate right now. Again, I'm working with this idea that somebody is operating under the guise of saying, hey, these ICE agents are taking, I guess, girls and women and bringing them into these detention centers and unconsensually grabbing at the bodies. And if that were to be the case, it needs to be investigated. And if it turns out that there's a widespread of it that's gone unchecked and now people are checking it, abolish the whole thing, because that's disturbing. However, we are sitting with this concept and thinking it's somehow better to just kill your own kids, because that somehow makes a lick of more sense than just going through a process and making sure that you are legal and safe. That way you wouldn't have to interact with ICE, if at all. And of course, this goes viral. People see it. People are a little fucking disturbed that somebody would say that they would rather kill their kids than, I guess, be detained or questioned by ICE. And she had to double back and signify how stupid everybody is for being concerned at something stupid that they heard online.
So one of my videos recently went viral, and people are purposely misunderstanding it.
No, I heard you. I understand that you have this scenario in your mind that it comes down to one or the other, and you have this dark thought that would lead you towards the other. And I find that to be stupid. I heard you. I understood that it was this concept that you have this fear because you've read and heard about something. And so in your mind, it takes you to a dark place of deciding, would you rather your child be violated by a stranger or be violated by you?
I said, if the administration gets to a point, this is a thought that has occurred to me. I did not say my kids are at risk right now because of thoughts I'm having. It was a what if. You're telling me that if 10 people with guns show up at your front door threatening to knock it down,
I'm not going to then look at my child and say, well, time to fucking go. It's not going to be something I would think about. No, not really.
and you're going, I don't want to get murdered, whatever they might do, that you wouldn't maybe have that thought process?
No.
See what I mean,
Madam,
Rockstar?
honestly, I'm going to tell you, honestly, no. I'm not thinking, all right, they're about to arrest me. Before they do it, let me Chris Benoit my whole fucking family right now. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking, all right, what can I do in a split second that would keep my children safe while I'm being put in handcuffs?
And you keep telling me to get help, like a second therapist is going to do anything for me. And to be very clear,
well, Rockstar, she gives off that septum ring theory.
CPS has not contacted me. They're most likely not going to over a what if video.
You playing with fire. You're playing with fire, and the fire is online because these people online, they probably saw all this and they thought to themselves, let's just start spam calling CPS. So for the moment, they might not be there, but I got like this sneaking suspicion that in the next few days, there will be a video made by you talking about CPS showing up. And while it is crazy, I can't necessarily be shocked because people are hearing a mother talk about how she has it in her mind that if she lives in a world where things get bad, she'll think about killing her kids. Honestly, I'm not shocked if CPS shows up at your door.
I do have a copy of it because they all download when I post them. Now, if I came on the internet and said, I'm going to do this because this is happening, and that's obviously not happening, clear separation from reality, absolutely makes sense to call about it. You guys are wasting time for likes and views, and again, on a what if thought process.
Well, many people are doing that, especially the guy you're watching right now. And in doing so, it creates that standard where I could just return the favor and say, aren't you doing the same thing by posting this TikTok on social media?
Who knows? The administration may never even get to that point. And then all of you guys did this for what?
Oh, well, if the administration doesn't get to that point, I find it to be
we can still mock and ridicule you. And, all the things that you're looking for. So you can be like, oh, they're just jealous because they want to date me. Wait, who said that?
Checks notes, good thing, because I would hold the drastic assumption about all of humanity that none of us want to find out that children are being separated from their families and ICE agents are doubling back to violate bodies. I hold the distinction with my right hand in the air. No one wants to live in that world. Another world I don't want to live in is one where a mother apparently gets confronted by ICE and she thinks to herself, all right, what can I do to save my family? Kill him. It's this stupid precedent set by people who don't recognize that the minute you post something, you could potentially go viral. And you could go viral for something positive, or you could go viral for something stupid. And getting online and talking about these ideas you have in your head about what you will and won't do when ICE shows up at your door, especially when you have the gene pool that strongly puts you in the white category, it makes you look stupid. It makes people want to question. It has people worried that given a situation, you might actually shoot your kids at a moment's notice. So calling CPS...
It doesn't help that she bought a pistol and she was showing it off, talking about going to the range and shooting it, which by all means. But the fact that you made these 2 videos and you still bought a gun, it's kind of weird, bro. Hey, you guys think she votes Republican? Or is she like, well, I'm more of an independent? Because that's the excuse. I'm an independent.
Wouldn't be the shock of all shocks. It's you dismissing it because you have a bone to pick with an administration and how much you hate it, which is fine, but leave the kids out of it. And just because I'm a little concerned, what's with all the dots in your fucking face? Because that's just concerning. But ultimately, you don't need...
What if she has all this piercing because she used to have having all those pimples, right?
To involve your children in your takes online. You could start talking about how the world is getting scarier and what these ICE agents will or won't do, and that's perfectly fine. But to lose yourself in thinking that there could be a rational thought or even a theory or a separate reality.
What do you guys think? Should we approve of this lady's parenting skills? I don't approve of it. Because, like I said, I would never talk about killing my own kids. I mean, if it came down to it, it's going to be like a blaze of glory. Right? The Young Guns movie, Bon Jovi. I just can't remember the rest of the words right now. But Blaze of Glory. Blaze of Glory. And not Blaze like in that, that one guy. So, you know how there's certain people out there who are waiting for certain names to come through on these Epstein things, just so not only because he can be like, I told you, but he's going to clown the fuck out of you, Jay-Z. You knew this was coming.
You know what? Let me give you my statistical analysis. There's a 100% chance that you're going to be somebody's 10 years of this. You know what that is? That's a big black man on your That's like a rabbit. Oh, I like his hair. He's breathing on you. That's disgusting. You deserve everything you're getting. Good luck on survival, sir.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. It's been a very, very, very bad week for Jay-Z. First, he was mentioned in the Epstein files. Then he was put on blast by Nicki Minaj, who, by the way, trended way more than any of the artists who won any Grammys. After the Grammys decided to attack her, Nicki Minaj saying the jig is up for all of the satanic cult artists who are...
My kid used to say jig, right? Because she didn't know. And I was like, you can't say jig, right? She's like, what? Oh, no, she used to say jigaboo. Because from White Girls. And I'm like, she's been saying it for a while. I'm like, do you realize what that means? She's like, no, it's a racial term for black people. And she like, oh my God, I've been saying it all the time. Well,
are doing an occult ritual in front of all of us. Nicki Minaj posting photos like this, 24 million views, 54,000 retweets, 278,000 likes. She is going berserker mode viral, doing story times on people like Jay-Z. Jay-Z, of course, is the person who the NFL partnered with to do their Super Bowl halftime show selection, and he selected Bad Bunny, who doesn't speak English, is going to wear a dress. Right. Is going to use his platform this weekend in 24 hours in order to promote queer rights at the Super Bowl. Got it. What the F, says Nicki Minaj. Obviously bringing up the fact that Jay-Z has dated very young women and that Jay-Z is very close friends with Harvey Weinstein and so on. So Nicki Minaj says, effectively, as they do their occult ritual tonight, know that they are going to be vanquished.
Oh, Chris.
As they do their rituals tonight, God Almighty will reveal himself to them. Ritual will backfire on them. God is not to be mocked. Blessed be the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Every tongue that rises up against me in judgment will be condemned and put to shame. 339,000 likes, 10 million views. I mean, these posts are going bananas. Nicki Minaj trended worldwide more than anyone, more than even the Grammys trend, by doing this and going hard against Jay-Z. And Jay-Z is somebody,
in a way, it's a good thing that they got Nicki Minaj, because that just made the whole thing explode even more. Because I, like it or not, she has a huge following.
who deserves to be gone hard against. He's obviously had a really tough role. He's been sued a number of times this year with some horrific Jeffrey Epstein-style allegations. He's obviously in the Jeffrey Epstein's lawsuit. He's been losing court battle after court battle after court battle, trying to get these lawsuits thrown out. They're not getting thrown out, and he's going to answer questions about victims that have come forward and have said that Jay-Z is a monster, is an abusing monster. People have been criticizing him, obviously, for not addressing this head on. He's been completely vacant and absent, and many people have suggested that he's also skipped the country, that he's out of the country. Now, is that true? I mean, I guess we'll find out at the Super Bowl. Again, it's Jay-Z who selects the halftime at the Super Bowl, and he's the one who's forcing Bad Bunny on us. He also forced on us Marina Abramovich, who I'll never forgive him for. There's absolutely no reason to bring the entertainment industry's foremost Satanist on stage and make out with her in front of a bunch of people and to platform her. Woman is totally evil. This is the spirit cooking woman, the woman who tortures Lady Gaga and is
interesting. But why does? Okay. Fucking Jay-Z, and they know it now. But it looks like the fucking NFL itself is trying to ruin itself, especially the commissioner.
Just an occult queen, right? So Jay-Z is down with that, proving exactly what you have to do in order to make it big in Hollywood. Well, there's one man who's been calling this out for a long time, and it's 50 Cent. 50 Cent has had a beef with Jay-Z, and it's very public beef, and he's made a lot of jokes about it. 50 Cent says, damn, they got my man Jay in the Epstein files. I got to do a documentary on this shit.
He's just like Diddy.
Yeah.
Combs.
We'd watch it, right? 50 Cent has been a menace to Jay-Z ever since he ran circles around Jay on the stage. Yeah, it's been a long time beef. Again, we've covered this. It is much like many things in the Epstein files, it is a allegation of predatory behavior against young girl. That's what
when you think
there
about
with
it, though,
Jay-Z.
the files that they released, they're not open cases. None of them are open anymore. That's why they're in there. They've already vetted it and took out the names they think are supposed to be in there. So having their name in there kind of I guess how you interpret it.
So, obviously should be investigated is all we can say. But this should also be investigated as a war crime against Jay-Z. This is what 50 Cent posted. The soundtrack Wrong Girl. It's Jay-Z as the Predator. This is This is way more offensive than any meme Trump posted.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be laughing. This is a serious matter. 50 Cent is an absolute and total menace. Look at this. He posts Jay-Z in a Renaissance, as a Renaissance painting. Damn, they got Jay-Z in the Epstein files. I got to do a documentary on that. 50 Cent is trolling Jay-Z with that song in his new post. It's the new post.
And it's only going to get worse.
Oh, man. I know you're going to say I'm a hater, but all you got to do is say,
Speaking of Epstein, so it looks like maybe the Clintons don't want to testify in Congress. But
Clinton.
They want to do is a jury trial. But it's not a trial. But she wants to do it all out in the open. And that would be a great idea. But as we've seen, they have no problems lying. Because, what difference does it make? What difference does it make?
President Trump comes back and says he doesn't like the fact that it bothers me. Rob, I think you got a clip on this one. If you want to play it, go for it.
But it bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton. See, I like Bill Clinton. I still like Bill Clinton.
What do you like about it? It's kind of weird that he said that.
I liked his behavior toward me. I thought he got me. He understood me.
Okay, so, and by the way, I think this is the interview they're doing for halftime Super Bowl, which he was actually impressed. He liked the interview, apparently, that they went back and forth. So, Jared, what do you think's going on over here with James Comer, Hillary Clinton, and the president?
Well, first of all, I love the president's answer, right? What do you like about Bill Clinton? Well, I like that he likes me. we knew that was the first answer.
Right.
Yeah. And then he went deep with it. He was like, I feel like Bill Clinton really gets me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they get deep. He then later on in that interview, he says that Bill Clinton was telling everyone you don't want to run against Trump. So, Bill Clinton's also his campaign advisor, apparently. Look, I think what's going on with this, I have a lot of history with Comer. I used to be on the Oversight Committee during the Biden impeachment. Remember that? They were going to impeach Joe Biden, which they never did.
Look at that nose. I wonder
never
what
found any evidence. He called me a Smurf once. So
you guys have history, you and Comer.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've been short, like, for 45 years, but this guy thought, like, he's going to point it out, and somehow that's going to get him.
How tall is he? Tall? Is he a 6'5"?
He's tall. I mean, and he's just a terrible chairman of oversight. He once said to me, I don't know if you know this, Jared, but I'm like the largest landowner in my county. And I was like, Mr. Chairman, we don't value people anymore and how much land they own. That's like an old metric. That we used to do. But
where is he, out of Kentucky?
He's out of Kentucky. Okay. His own colleagues don't have a lot of respect for him because of the failed impeachment. Just really embarrassed himself. But he's still the chairman. I'm told he's a fantastic farmer, so I'm happy for him. Value our farmers, love our farmers. But I'll tell you this: I think he's overstepped what's going on.
Tell me why.
And I think that's why the president's saying what he's saying. This is a really bad precedent for the Republicans. So you're now going to bring in a former president. Congress is going to bring in a former president in front of committee.
Oh, that's weird. But you can take a former president and put him on trial, get a mugshot, perp walk. Okay.
You know whose antenna went up with that right away? Trump's. Trump's antenna went up with that. Not just Trump's, but maybe like Trump's kids, maybe like Trump's extended family. Okay, because I can tell you there are Democrats that are salivating at what Comer just did here. And this will be the Comer precedent. This will be the Comer legacy. And so when Jared Kushner or Eric or Junior or their kids are, sitting in Congress in depositions, they can blame James Comer for creating this legacy. And there are Democrats. It's not me, because I don't like this part. I think the weaponization of this is not what America is about, where we bring in our political opponents, and we try to use the official process. We're seeing it more and more, and this is what happens in Congress. It's like high school. One side escalates, and it's just more escalatory behavior.
Do you think Comer and the president are speaking, and the president's saying to back off a little bit, or no?
I don't think they're speaking directly, but I view the president's comments that
Yeah.
he doesn't
Yeah,
like what's
absolutely.
happening to Bill Clinton. Okay, it's a shame.
Bro, there's
is
a
what he
reason.
said. I think that's a
There's definitely a reason, man. I try to keep this strictly on topic. Yesterday I was being really lenient, bro. But that's always been my rule. You should know that. So if you got offended by it, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You should know me by now.
message to the people in Congress, like, you do this, you understand.
No? Well, yeah, because he's a veteran.
And they're going to, if Democrats take the House in November,
Well, what do I
there
say?
are very progressive
We're both
chairmen
veterans, combat vets.
that
I'm
can't
101st.
wait to use this precedent on the administration.
Now, what if the other side says, "What are you talking about, Jared? They put 91 felonies on the guy. They got him a mugshot. What could be worse than what they did to Trump? This is like 1/1000th of what they did to him."
Trump actually says that in the interview. He goes on in
To
that
them-
interview
to
and he
NBC.
says, they did it to me. They tried to
Benzino.
do it to me. And the funny, usually, Trump, who's, taking some retribution on some of those folks
Sure.
that did that, he doesn't have that towards the Clintons. He says Hillary's
yet.
very capable in that interview. So he doesn't have it towards the
Why do
Clintons.
you think?
I think they've known each other a long time. Remember, they're both from New York, and I think Trump
Mutual respect.
mutual respect. But I
Why
think
am I
Trump's also a
supposed to be
guy that,
afraid of
like,
him?
if he likes you, he likes you. And I think he
Okay,
likes
man.
Bill Clinton.
Okay.
But I think his team recognizes they
Yeti.
may lose the House. And there's a lot out there, right? There's the Qatari plane. There's the UAE investment. There's all the crypto stuff. There's a lot there.
Dude, I'm starting
and
to
there's all
think
the
you're a
Epstein
Jew.
stuff. I mean, Trump's name, whether, there's evidence or not evidence, Trump's name appears more times in the Epstein files than Harry Potter's name appears in the 7 books about Harry Potter. Okay. And so, if this is where they want to go, this will come back to them in 11 months when
Tom,
Hakeem
what do you
Jeffries
think?
is the speaker.
Well, discovery is a two-edged sword. And this is why big lawsuits with large corporations, usually they don't want to get to trial. They want to get to some sort of a settlement because discovery can dig up other things and you go down other rabbit holes. I think there's something going on behind the curtain here, and for Hillary to say, cameras on, we want to be there. The question is, what does Hillary want to say for those cameras? What does
That's
she
the
want to
thing,
bring up
like-
for those cameras? And
she-
everybody,
Oh.
the one truth of the Epstein.
What if she wants to testify because she's going to fucking sell everybody out? What if that's her plan? And if that's the case, I hope that happens. Everybody, I don't give a fuck. Republican, Democrat, Independent, sell them out so we can know who the fuck they are. And let's start with the AIPAC dudes.
Files. There's one simple truth is that powerful people around the world have been trying to get their proxies and people in there to keep these from coming out. Now we see why. All the way from the royals in Britain to the top of prominent law firms in the United States, people resigning. And I don't think anybody, the timing is, Pat, don't you think timing is a little coincidental here? The Epstein files come out, the next drop, and suddenly the Clintons go from silent, kind of we'll bring them up in contempt, James Comer saying. We'll bring them up in contempt. Clinton silent, speaking through proxy, saying very little. The files come out, and she's like, okay, you want a hearing? Let's have a hearing. Get the cameras on.
Well, what are you saying, though, Tom? What are you saying?
I think she's sending a warning to people, says, I could say things. We know
what I mean?
things. We know things. Do you want to go down
I
this
haven't
road?
watched
I
this
think,
yet. This is a
I think
live
there's a piece
reaction.
of that. Because, by the way, Hillary is not in the files. There's no pictures with Hillary, right? Hillary's not a
You're
part
right.
of this.
I haven't
there
seen
are
her in
pictures
any.
with Bill. We've all seen them, right? So the Republicans, including Hillary in this, was an overreach. It had nothing to do with the Epstein subpoena. It was like, oh, you know what? Let's just try to do Hillary too, And so Hillary's like, you want to bring me in? No problem. I'll have that game. And what she wants is she wants to show that she'll come publicly. Hunter Biden did this too when they wanted to subpoena Hunter. He showed up to a
He showed
hearing,
up but didn't
and
do
Republicans
anything.
wouldn't let him
Talk.
Let him talk in the hearing. Hillary wants the American people to see with the cameras. What Comer's been doing is he likes to do these depositions in a basement. And then he comes out mid-deposition to the camera and says, here's what's going on in the room. right? So he can set the stage. So he can set the stage. This is an old tactic. Both sides have used this when we do these depots. But in a public hearing, you don't have that. You also have, 20 Republicans, 20 Democrats. They're all asking questions. It's a very different, let me say, show than a deposition in a room that you then can go out to the American people and say, here's what happened in there.
Jared, it's 2020 no matter who's a majority at the time? 20 Republican, 20 Democrat?
No, the Republicans have more members.
Because whoever has more seats gets more.
Seats. So 25.
Okay, I got
25
it.
to 20.
Vinny, where are you at with this?
Tom, say what you're saying. Just in the modern news world, private hearings like that is a dirty business, whether you're Republican or Democrat.
I think
because
they are.
intentional leaks come out and spin what's really being said, and the witnesses are bound not to speak.
That's right.
So you have to go to your private deposition.
What a dirty move on both sides.
It is. It's dirty on both sides.
Can you choose to say, I don't want to do it private, I want to do public, or they force you to do whatever they want to do?
That's what's happening. So for the last 6 months, they have been negotiating on just the format. That's the disagreement here.
They negotiating is who? Clintons?
The Clintons with Comer. The lawyers have been negotiating a format, right? So, let me give you an example, because I've been in these negotiations before. So the Clintons will say, well, the subpoena's on Epstein. We want it, so the questions can only be on Epstein.
No Whitewater, no history.
Correct. And Comer will say, no limitations on topics. Well, the Clintons say, well, we're not going to agree to that.
Yeah, why?
Because the subpoena's on Epstein. We're not going to talk about everything. And then they'll say, okay, you're going to get 3 hours with Bill Clinton, you're going to get 3 hours with Hillary. And Comer will say, no, I want unlimited time with both of them. Well, the Clintons are not going to agree to that either, right? And so this has been going on for 6 months. They've not been able to agree on how this will work. By the way, happens in every time they bring in a high-level witness, right? They subpoena someone. These are the negotiations that go on. And so I think Comer has moved the goalposts several times. Comer sent a demand letter to the Clintons. Okay, they originally didn't agree with everything, and then after this went back and forth, they eventually, after Comer said, well, then I'll hold you in contempt, then the Clintons came out and said, okay, we will agree to every request in your letter.
Except.
And then Comer said, well, I have some additional requests now.
Jesus.
And then
is this factual? What
it's
you're
all
saying?
factual. It's all factual.
But who
What
has
if
the
Comer
leverage
doesn't
to
want
make it
to?
private or public?
Comer does. Comer does.
Comer can make it private or public. The other side has to
Comer's a
listen.
little
to it.
Correct.
He's just
Totally
like
up to
I got it.
Comer.
Vinny, go ahead.
Well, there's so much to unpack, and I think going to the root of it, number one, all these people, all these powerful people, for the fact that they're saying Hillary has that type of attitude and that type of gall, that means everybody has some dirt on them at some point, Jared. You mentioned Trump. I have a feeling everybody at some point did something wrong. And in regard to these people, these powerful people, especially Bill Gates, emailing with your actual email. Bill Gates, how ignorant, number one, but what I think people are failing to understand or grasp, Jared, is the victims. All these millions and millions of files, the young girls or the young boys, we're finding out all the tunnels. I saw a video of a tunnel underneath Epstein Island that went to the water.
Yeah, there's fucking tunnels. And they were talking about, he was also trying to get tunnels that had offices in multiple layers, but I guess they couldn't get the details in the construction company or whatever. It was like, yeah, we can't do it then.
There's a trapdoor that just went down to the ocean. Like it's freaking
it's got water
shark
in
food. People aren't understanding that. The saddest part, that's it right there, Pat. That was in the house. From the back of the house, you just dumped the freaking body in there. Or what? Is somebody going to go skinny dipping in that? Does that look like a skinny dipping thing? I think it comes down to the kids. And I mean, now, and I mentioned this earlier, remember, and I know they want to call this the C word, back when Pizzagate, if you look at the tunnels and the underage kids and the pedophilia and all these people connected, it doesn't seem that far-fetched right now. So I feel like everybody has some type of dirt on them. Shame on every single one of them. God have mercy on their souls, because they're going to have to pay when it comes to these children, because nobody's talking about that.
Yeah, but
I saw photos of him biting a kid's butt, Pat, and I AI checked it 3 times. Epstein was around little children in pools, chasing little...
Yeah, like they were trying to put a picture out saying Jeffrey Epstein was found walking around with long hair, some sunglasses, and 2 fucking Israeli bodyguards. And people were running with it. That's why I said, I'll wait. Turns out it was also AI. So you can't believe everything that gets put out immediately.
Girls, and where are these people? Where are these kids, Jared? You know what I mean?
No. First of all, this is why Congress took that vote and forced this stuff to come out.
Good.
Okay, like we were
Rob, you can remove that,
we
Rob.
were trying to force this stuff to come out because the victims do need justice.
100%.
There should be justice for the victims. Epstein was the worst of the worst of the worst, and clearly, right, all of these people are in the files. Now, just because you're in the file doesn't mean you're
100%.
guilty.
Yes.
Okay, but clearly some of these people were there. This idea that only Epstein did this and no one else, 0 people. Right?
Yeah.
Else participated. No one believes that.
And Jared, how? So, and especially, great point, Jared. Once he was arrested for sleeping with underage girls and prostitution and whatever the case was, they're still hanging out with him. If, for instance, if God forbid Tom did something and had that type of conviction, I'm gonna pray for.
Well, if you think about it, exactly. When it came to them looking exactly the same, like I said, it could have been an Israeli, Mossad.
For him, but I will never hang out with him. I will never associate with him. I'm never going to his house. He's out of my life, Jared.
I feel like you feel that way already.
I think that's very hurtful.
No, but Jared, you know what I mean? Like, that's the point. Is like these people kept these relationships. They kept going with him. They knew who he was. And Jared, it seems like he was protected. And Florida, so you were here when, you know, he got in trouble and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and then
I was here when Pam Bondi was the Attorney General here.
Afterwards, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he got the sweetheart deal.
How does that,
okay?
Jared, how does that happen, my brother?
These are the
why,
questions that the American people on the internet have been
By
asking.
the way, let me tell you
Another
this.
reason Pam Bondi needs to be held arrested for obstruction. She knows. She knows a lot more than what she's saying.
What's so impressive. Rob, can you go to the poll you ran? Look at our audience. Our audience generally, you know, lean more conservative, right? He runs a poll, and a poll says, do you want this hearing to be public or private? Look what the audience voted. Zoom in. 4,200 voted. 91% wanted to be
So they're
public.
voting on the side of Hillary Clinton.
They're voting on the side of, hey, we don't want to have
funny.
anything kept from us.
They want
we
the
want to
truth.
hear what's going to be
They
said.
want to hear it.
That's
They
what I
wanna
want to
hear
hear.
I want the audience.
The American people have been. It's Epstein is a it's obviously horrific, but it's a fascinating bridge of the political divide. Like, we don't agree on anything, but the American people agree everything should come out.
91% out of. By the way,
can I say something
Rob,
about
can you pull up that one email I just sent you? It's stuff like this that you realize. I just yeah, there you go. Watch this. Look at this. One of the stuff that's in the Epstein files. New Brazilian just arrived. Sexy and cute. 9 years old.
Weird.
Yeah. 9 years old.
Legitimate
He emailed
FBI.
somebody.
This is from the file Justice Department.
9 years old. Who the hell are you emailing? Who is the other person that got the email? So the stuff that they
Putting
and by the way,
that in email?
by the way,
they're idiots, Adam.
Rob,
They're all
is
idiots.
that what did they do to the
By the way,
tunnel?
if the from is Jeffrey Epstein,
Yo. What if some fucking evidence was deleted when her fucking hard drives, her servers fucking got erased? What was in there? What could that have had something to do with it?
they would tell us. That
Exactly.
from is from somebody else.
Exactly that.
That from
That's
is
not from Epstein.
That from is from somebody else.
Who's the two?
To Epstein.
That's Epstein is
That's-
the GE vacation.
sometimes
That's his
you can see.
vacation.
So they're
So,
e-
so
Jeffrey
somebody
Epstein vacation.
else sent it to him.
Yeah.
So who sent
Maybe
them?
his
Bingo,
Wrangler.
Jared.
And those
That's
are
what it is.
pictures.
His Wrangler.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 JPEGs. Those are pictures.
Yeah.
Wow.
And look at
Remember, Senate, congressional Democrats said they want to see the unredacted ones. And the assistant attorney general says, okay, schedule an appointment. You'll see the unredacted ones. I don't know if they've done that yet. Maybe they're all talk. Because if you think they did, they would have been all over saying, yeah, we're going to watch these, go check these records out. But they're not. You think at least right now they could have disproven 5 of them with the actual names. Why don't they go do it? They're given the opportunity to go check the unredacted versions. Why haven't they done it? Have the Republicans even done it? Has anybody done it? Do I have to be in Congress to be able to look?
Jeffrey Epstein vacation. This is everybody's vacation, is going to the island with 9-year-olds.
Yep.
Okay.
It's gross.
I saw a video this morning. Adam, you go because I'm gonna send a
Sure.
video to you, Rob, here in a minute.
So this whole Epstein situation, the number one thing, the signal through all the noise here is people want some accountability. What the hell happened on this island? We know that Jeffrey Epstein was a world-class scumbag. People want to know who else is hanging with this guy. So Hillary, Trump,
Chris Tucker.
Clinton, let's get into these names. Number one, Hillary just showed, I'm a gangster, I have nothing to hide. Oh, it's kind of like, oh, you want to fight? Oh, you want me to meet you outside? Cool, let's go, meet me outside. And now James Comer's like, no, I didn't really want to fight. I just wanted to talk tough. Hillary's basically like, yeah.
So why haven't they done it? You know what I mean? It's common sense for everybody that's not in Congress. Why isn't it for them? They can. It's crazy. They want to come and cry about it all day long in the media when they can just go over there.
I'll meet you after school right now. Let's do it in public. Let's do it in public. And he's like, no, I'm a little scared on that. Kind of like when Candace said, anytime, any place, let's go, Turning Point. And they're like, Tuesday at 3 o'clock. She goes, I'm busy. So that's a little shady right there on his part. Number two, Trump. Watch what he does, not what he says. I don't think Trump cares about the Clintons. He's the guy that said, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. We didn't actually lock her up. Do you think Trump actually cares about Bill Clinton? He brought 5 women who accused him of sexual misconduct to a debate, and Bill Clinton looked like he saw 5 ghosts. So he does not care about Bill Clinton's feelings
State of the Union
whatsoever.
address.
That's self-preservation, which I think you mentioned. Last point, people want accountability. And lastly, just because your name is in the Epstein file, in an email reference to, doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. Jon Stewart said it the other day, he goes, my name was in the Epstein file. They said we should get someone like Jon Stewart to host an event or something. He goes, excuse me, someone like Jon Stewart? How about just Jon Stewart, buddy? So just because your name's in something doesn't mean you did anything. And you remember what happened with Mike Tyson, Pat? Remember when he took a picture? What was the story?
That.
He took a picture with a murderer?
A guy comes and takes a picture with a murderer who had just killed 8 people or something like that. Next day, they come back to him saying, what's your relationship with this guy? I have no clue.
They just took a
You
picture.
just took a picture with them. So some of that's going to be happening. But what I'm saying is,
Not with Chris Tucker.
the part that people want to know is,
Chris Tucker's all in the pictures, like maybe 25 to 50 of them. And one of them's at the pool, jacuzzi.
when you cross the line with kids, people change.
Yep.
Everybody's on the same page. It's like when 9/11 happened in New York, nobody cared if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Crossing the line with kids makes everybody part of the same party. There's this video I want to show, Rob, if you can pull it up. This happens in America. Okay, watch this clip. Play it. You can start playing it, and you'll see this person asking people at the airport. Watch this.
You said that you were on vacation, and now you're moving this small child to the airport. I thought you were on vacation. Do you have any comment about children that have gone missing that you've helped to escort across the country? We have footage here that a lot of these children don't know the sponsors that they are going to. What's going on? There's kids in the car here.
Not surprised at the CIA. Zionist CIA. Why don't they just put Mossad?
And look what happens when the truck leaves. The bags are left. They're panicking, leaving. You can pause this video. Why am I showing this clip? Because you're now they're saying if you think for a second he doesn't have ties to the Mossad, selling intel, and then there was a bunch of stuff with Putin. You said the amount of times that Trump's name is mentioned more than Harry Potter in Harry Potter's 8 books. But you hear how many times Putin is mentioned, how many times, the names with Russia and Mossad. This is happening.
Israel.
People want to know what's going on. I don't think people care where it's coming from. If it's us, let's find out. If it's Mossad, let's find out. If you're watching this and you want to ensure.
But like I said, nothing ever happens. We'll never know. And the parts that they didn't release, they're just... No.
Got it, Donsky.
That's the wrong person. That was fucking weird. Wow. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Huh.
I don't know.
All right, let's go to college. Now we're gonna get off that topic. What was I gonna say? Fuck. All right, I forgot. All right, that's it. Yeah, we'll just do this last. It's only a part 1. No, fuck it. Let's go.
What is this? Did you do your thing on here?
I did do my thing on here.
What did you write?
I wrote it really small right here.
F ice?
Yeah, ice.
Why do you say that?
Because, oh my goodness, it's on the spot.
It's okay, no
because they killed that guy.
You know what? I want to say fuck ice, but please don't ask me because I have to. It's because fuck ice.
Goodness, it's on the spot.
It's okay, no
because they killed that guy. You know, that defenseless man. That's very sad. That's very
The one with
unfortunate.
gun?
Very sad. I hate that it happened, right? It's a complete tragedy when someone dies, right? Especially in that way. It's brutal to see and no one wants to see it. And it sucks that it was televised for everyone to see. Kind of like Charlie Kirk was also killed on a college campus. And
I agree. Israel did it. I agree. No,
I'm sorry?
Israel did it.
You know what? As stupid as she is, I agree. I agree. All right. All right. Congratulations.
Okay.
Fuck Israel too. I have a question for
Don't hold on. I'm talking to her
Oh,
real
wait.
quick.
Why did
Like, does she really think Israel did it like I think, or is she just saying that because she's a free Palestine person? Now I'm starting to rethink her response.
he said that could happen if people got guns? Like he knew that was gonna happen, and he was for guns.
Who are you talking about? You said he. What about Charlie?
He said that deaths because of guns was okay.
Yeah.
Right? He had no compassion. So why would we have compassion for him?
Why would we have compassion for Charlie Kirk? Because he was publicly assassinated. Hold on, you asked me a question. Because he was publicly assassinated in front of a bunch of college students for just sitting there with a microphone, opening dialogue to people who wanted to talk to him. That's why we should have compassion.
I think we agree on that. I think we're all capable of speaking, and protesters, that's what we're doing. Because families are getting torn apart. Yeah? So that's what we're speaking.
That's a Fed. That's a Fed.
Because families are getting torn apart. Yeah? So that's what we're
Never
speaking.
mind, that's just security.
Just like Charlie Kirk's family, who is now suffering because he was taken from them and publicly assassinated. So why did you say, okay, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop him from doing it. He's done doing it. But you said we shouldn't have compassion for him?
I think we should have compassion for violence. And I think that's literally what you're doing. Violence. You're inciting violence.
How so?
That's what you are. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm over here.
She's inciting violence? You know, in reality, we could think about this. Yes, she is inciting violence on their side right now. Think about it. And you know, you're just asking questions, but you know, now you're riling them up. Like this cum umbrella girl is all of a sudden losing her mind.
Right, but look at that.
I'm over here.
You're inciting it. You're inciting violence. That was what you're doing.
I'm just talking to you. How is this violence?
You're coming here attacking and asking us to have
Antagonizing.
compassion about Charlie Kirk when this is not about Charlie Kirk. This is about the immigrants that they're killing here.
Yeah, to be fair, you started talking about not having compassion for Charlie Kirk. You said
You
that.
died.
I
Yep.
didn't even care to dive into that conversation.
Compassion for what's going on?
I do.
Okay. Okay. So
I also
Wait,
have
do I have compassion for people getting deported? No. Am I supposed to?
compassion when there are women and children being murdered and raped by illegal aliens in this country. When we sit here and we talk about F ICE, abolish ICE, I think it's very dangerous rhetoric to sit here and advocate for that when they get people off the streets
with the towel
like
head
this.
back there?
All of these people right here, rapists and pedophiles.
What about Liam? Was he a pedophile? That 5-year-old was a pedophile?
No, I did not say that.
Okay, so
yeah,
why are we not speaking about him then?
Yeah, if you want to speak about him, you can. But I'm talking about the people who were killed.
See, she doesn't know the facts. She doesn't know that the dad left him and ran. And then when they tried to give the child to the mother, the family refused. That's what happened. So what are they supposed to do? Leave the kid? And then a dad said, you know what? Can you come with me? Yes.
And raped and committed against with acts of violence by these illegal aliens.
To talk about that, this is a protest with ICE, not the people that were murdered. We're here to be conscious about ICE and the families that are being turned apart.
Do you think there's any area in this conversation for the victims of illegal immigrants?
Of course, but this is not the conversation that we're having right now.
Okay. That 5-year-old boy was abandoned by his father.
That 5-year-old was taken apart by an ICE agent in
What?
the fucking cold. He was left abandoned without his family. 5 years old.
Where did his family go?
Didn't you say you were against that?
Where did his family go?
Why are you all of a sudden defending that?
Where did his family go?
To a detention center.
When you saw that picture of him standing there, that little 5-year-old boy, he got into the custody of ICE because his father abandoned him and his mother and the rest of his family would not open the door to take him.
Because that's f***ing tearing apart families. Do you think that's okay?
Are you at all open to the idea that you might be wrong about what happened?
I'm not wrong about what's happening with us. I'm very conscious. That's why I'm here.
Why do you say guys?
Because you're taking all the families away that, like, if it was your family that was in your position, then you would be in the same, like, rooting for the same team.
Yeah, I would imagine it's pretty traumatizing to have someone in your family.
Were your parents taken away from here? Sorry.
I'm sorry?
Were your parents taken away from here? Like, even if you were born here, right?
I was born here.
Okay. But what if my parents came over and I was born here and you just illegally took my parents?
Yeah, if your parents came over illegally?
I was born here though. I was illegal.
Okay, That doesn't were your matter. You're not parents an illegal baby
illegal? No, but I have friends who have lost their parents.
Wait.
And I know you.
It's illegal.
No, but I have friends who. I was born here though. I was illegal.
Okay, were your parents illegal?
No, but I have friends who have lost their parents, and I know you would be like really sad if you lost your parents.
Actually,
But the thing is,
if my
we
mom
have
got
to
deported,
maintain our immigration
laugh
laws,
my
right?
Yes, but you could like get funding for efforts to that instead of taking away people that are already here, that have already started a foundation in this country.
Yeah.
This country is already illegal. You did not obtain it legally.
We didn't obtain the country legally?
Like the United States, yes.
I'm sorry?
The United States
was not obtained legally?
Yes.
Okay, how so?
Whoa, where you
We're
going?
doing a segment on their protest as a bystander. What do you think?
Guys, I don't like them. They kidnap people.
All right.
Who are they kidnapping?
Immigrants, brown people, anybody they don't like, and shooting them in the face.
Well, first of all, they're not shooting brown people in the face, just white people. Let's clear that up. But I'm brown. I think I've talked about this before. I'm not getting deported.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. So what you've seen online is that you've come to the conclusion that they're literally kidnapping people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
do kidnappers usually take people and then send them back home?
They're not going home. They're going to places they've never been to sometimes.
Some of them are if their home country won't take them, but just to answer my question, do kidnappers usually take people home?
Well, they're not taking them home, so yeah, they're kidnapping them, and they're not getting any due process either, so it's kidnapping.
What is the due process that they aren't getting?
They're not seeing courtrooms. They're not seeing lawyers. They're being prevented from seeing them.
How do you know
I
that?
think that's wrong. There's a lot of.
How do I know? How do you know that? Well, there's a lot of TikTok videos, and there's a bunch of news and, CBS, NBC, and all those guys. So I have to trust them because the media is God. Trust the media, trust TikTok. You trust anything else, you're a fucking racist. Got it?
Seeing lawyers. They're being prevented from seeing them.
How do you know
I
that?
think that's wrong. There's a lot of reporting online. There's videos. There's a lot of evidence. So, I mean, I see people shooting other people in the face and putting people in the vans, and I don't think it's right. So.
Okay. What should the consequence be if you enter the country illegally?
I don't know. A fine. I don't care.
You should just be fined.
But what if they came here with no money? The fuck's a fine gonna do? You want them to work it off? Work it off in the cornfields? Is that what you want? Because nobody else can do the jobs? Wait till you fucking graduate with your bachelor's in gender studies. Let me know what kind of job you get after that. Or what if he's going to become a psychologist? That would be weird. Because we know what happens to psychologists like him. Or what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it should be a week-long, month-long process, not a years-long process.
Okay, so we should have all the resources available that if someone comes in the country illegally, we make them an American citizen in 1 week?
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be as simple as, hey, are you a criminal? No? Come on in. I mean, there are Americans that are criminals, and...
So...
Oh, they're picking on the poor autistic kid.
When they come from countries that are specifically like third world countries, or countries that have vastly different laws than us, so some countries think that child marriage is okay, raping your wife is okay, they think that being a terrorist is actually part of their religion. When those people are coming in, when their government allows those things, how can we vet them to know they aren't here to hurt people?
I mean, people
in a week.
Remember, they can do a background check from their home country all they want. It doesn't mean that country has to release anything to the United States.
Actually, in a week. How do we do that in a week?
People come in for all sorts of reasons. I'm not here to say who's coming in for what reason, but those people that are coming from third world countries are fleeing from all sorts of persecution. And even if they aren't, who am I to say? As soon as we start judging people by, like, why they may or may not be coming here, I don't feel like that's our place.
We should definitely judge people based on why they're coming to the United States. If they're coming to commit fraud and in a brazen scheme and taking billions of tax dollars from us, we can judge that. Who's not doing that?
Immigrants aren't taking billions.
Yeah, Somalian immigrants are doing it in Minneapolis.
I don't think so.
So you think that's false?
Yeah.
I think your makeup is super cool.
What?
I really
Oh,
like
fuck.
it. Would you like say you're kind of like goth and
Listen.
what alternative?
I don't think this guy is trying to be like Kiss. I think there's something seriously wrong with this kid.
Okay, very cool. Why are you against ICE?
Because they're running around like fascists, just doing what they want, like straight breaking crimes. But they're getting rid of violent immigrants, which they just aren't doing.
Any criminal that runs around, does what they want, committing crimes are fascists now. Good to know. Good to know.
They aren't doing that?
I can show you some are getting rid of violent immigrants.
I have some of the violent immigrants that they've gotten rid of, and these are just a few, actually.
But the overwhelming majority aren't. Most of them are just hardworking.
Are you
not
sure?
citizens, hardworking people in this country.
Have you
benefiting
seen the
economy,
database?
And
Yeah.
they're,
Benefiting the economy. How are they benefiting the economy?
they're working. They're buying things. They're supporting businesses.
Yeah.
Moving around money.
Yeah, but how much money? How much money does an illegal immigrant? How much money do they contribute that community annually?
Maybe I should have.
I don't know numbers.
You don't know numbers?
I just know my parents are immigrants, and they came to.
You don't know numbers? Bro, what are you learning? What fucking college is this? This guy doesn't know numbers. I think he means data. I know what he meant. I know what the fuck he meant.
I don't know numbers.
You don't know numbers?
I just know my parents are immigrants, and they came to this country, and I've
Wait for it.
helped stimulate the economy.
It's about $38 billion that they contribute to the economy. Do you know how much they cost the taxpayer?
No.
It's about 150 billion, up to upwards of 300 billion annually.
How are they costing?
All right, you dumb bitch. You didn't ask them if your parents came here legally. Unless I missed it in a previous one, but I don't remember you asking.
All of this. How are they
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah, so healthcare, specifically hospitals, education, when they're in schools, taxpayers are paying for their education. Housing is a big one. And then when they don't pay taxes, they don't. I'm sorry.
Are you saying that the government is paying for the housing?
Yes. That's happening in California and New York. This has been uncovered by Savannah Hernandez. She's an investigative journalist. Everybody should go check out her work.
Absolutely,
But
sounds good.
absolutely, yes, that is happening. They're putting them in hotels. They aren't deporting them. They are giving them health care, especially in California. They cost the taxpayer $150 to $300 billion a year.
You mentioned it was California, New York. These
Yeah,
are.
I'm talking about specifically.
Yeah, these are more.
But you realize paying a federal tax is actually contributing to those because they get federal fucking dollars. But I don't think this guy's paid taxes yet. He doesn't look like he makes more than $10,000 a year. He doesn't look like he makes any money except for what his parents give him.
Democratic and left-leaning states. I'm assuming it's because they have policies in place to help these people.
What about it is false to you?
I don't have any sort of prejudice against Somali people more than I do any other people. And to be clear, there are people that do fraud here and are
And should they be held accountable?
definitely, absolutely.
But you don't think that the
not on the
scheme that
basis
was.
of race
You leaving?
or ethnicity or.
So they aren't doing it because they're Somali. They're doing it and they're Somali, and that has become an
they're
issue
not doing
in the
it-
Somali community. Billions of dollars, and you just think that's fake.
It's not billions.
How much is it?
I don't know, and you don't either.
Okay,
So.
will you tell me? Because it's up to 8 billion. I want you to tell me
Actually,
the number
higher than 8 billion.
that's being committed in fraud that we
Well,
found just so far.
Frankly, fraud, I don't care. I
I've heard
think
of it.
there's people being kidnapped on the streets and being shot in the face, and I think that's wrong. That's all I'm here for. I don't judge people on the basis of race or honestly, their legal status in this country. I think,
But you judge ICE agents.
yeah, oh, for
You
sure.
you judge people by their jobs.
Yeah. If your job is
So if
to
your
kidnap
job is a
people-
fraudster and you're a Somalian in Minnesota, you put race above their job. But for an ICE
don't know
agent,
of
you
a-
sit there and you want to falsely claim that they are kidnapping people. We both know they're not, but
Well, you
rhetoric
should
like
be.
that
They
gets
are.
people hurt. You still give me no proof for that. Who are they kidnapping?
What's your proof for $8 billion? I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, Nick Shirley had to testify in court under oath about the fraud that he has uncovered as an investigative journalist.
Right.
40-something people have already been arrested because of that and charged.
Wow.
So this is something you can't deny. Where is your proof that they are kidnapping people?
I mean, look at the videos.
Yeah.
I even if they aren't kidnapping people, they definitely are shooting them. And I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of families that have been torn apart by this. And I just, it makes me sick to my stomach seeing it happen. So,
Okay. Do you also?
What's your name, by the way?
My name.
I wonder what they think about guys in jail for weed. Huh? Do you think they should be in jail? Probably. They broke the law, right? It's weird.
name's Caitlin. What's your name?
Oh, I won't say.
Why not?
Oh, pussy.
Because I know this is going to be shown online, and I've got all sorts of friends. So.
You've got all sorts of friends?
Yeah, and family, and they matter to me, and I don't want my name online if it's going to be taken out of context or anything.
All right. Have a good day.
Hi, how are you? I'm good. It's so weird. I watched so many of your videos in the past, and here you are in person. Yeah,
I am in person doing our thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about What do you think about it?
I am very sad that those young women lost their lives, but the way that I see it, their loss of life as well as Renee Good and others who have been killed with ICE, it's kind of on the same par. I care about people's humanity, people's safety, so I think we're all out here just generally against violence, and yeah.
Would you agree with what they're asking for to abolish ICE?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I feel like that programming they put in my brain is like switching back to the not really so much like the super angry me, but like no compassion. Especially when it's stupid people.
Okay, so you would. Okay. My question is, what is the solution then? If we were to abolish ICE, who would carry out the deportations and who would do immigration enforcement?
Yeah, of course. So I think the entire idea of like abolishing an institution is that we can rebuild from the bottom, right? I don't.
They already did that though.
No, we want to abolish and then maybe a new institution to take place over what ICE does in our society. Because it is important that we protect our people who live here from whether or not they're immigrant criminals or criminals in general. But as an institution, I think we seriously do need to abolish it and then rebuild from the bottom.
Wait, we're supposed to protect immigrant and immigrant criminals, or am I getting that wrong? It's like flip flopped. Wow, perfect pause.
Okay.
So,
what is your prescription for rebuilding? What are some things you would like to see if it were to be rebuilt?
yeah, for sure. I'm really just a college senior. I am not so well endowed in like political science or how to run a government, but I just like to keep the imagination open and seeking for the future and having hope that we can live in a country and not be afraid of dying, whether you're one of these women or whether you're an American citizen that was harmed by the police or ICE.
So here's the thing.
Interesting. I have to re-listen to that. Let's break it down.
Future and having hope that we can live in a country and not be afraid of dying, whether you're one of these women or whether you're an American citizen that was harmed by the police or
Bro, I think she's short-circuited. I think she's short-circuited.
ICE.
So here's the thing. When you advocate and you want to see
What's the
ICE
heavy
to be
breathing?
abolished, but you really have no prescription about what to do afterwards.
Yeah.
So these women were killed by
So who does she think is gonna put that new organization together? Congress. And you know how long it takes them to do some bullshit? So you abolish ICE, and then magical unicorns find them and arrest them and deport them? What if they're little leprechauns that are like jacked leprechauns?
illegal aliens who were caught and then released back into the interior of the United States. They had no prior history, some of them did, but they were caught and they could have been deported right then and there, but they weren't because
Yo.
ICE was told.
What if these guys, they're still working on farms. Somehow these illegal immigrants are still working on farms, but you give every one of them a ghillie suit. Hear me out. You give the illegals a ghillie suit while they're out in the field, right? And if they hear anything, a helicopter or anything, to just hit the ground and pretend like you're there, not there. Could it work? Probably not. Will it fool somebody at least 3 to 15 times? Absolutely.
Not to do that under the Joe Biden administration. My thing
Like,
is,
put a fucking
when you
pot
want to
farm.
abolish it and don't let them do their job.
What looks like a swimming pool, but it just is no water. But it looks like there's water.
according to the law, this is what you get.
Yeah.
This is what you get. And it's a lot more than, well, we would love to see it abolished and then we'll think about, how to rebuild it. We don't have that privilege. Those women didn't have that privilege to say, oh, well, we'll see what happens after. They were killed by people who got caught and could have been deported had ICE been allowed to do their job. So I think it's important that when we ask, and how privileged is it for people to stand here and say abolish ICE? Well, that's coming from a place of privilege. Those women do not have that privilege to come out here anymore and even talk to their friends or breathe, anything like that. And so I think it's important what we advocate for, because these are the victims of that.
I don't really have more to say. I don't think we're gonna agree. Of course, it was. Yeah. Thank you for. You have a good day.
Friends, what do you think about their protests? Are you joining?
This is a great protest. Go, let's go.
I'm an immigrant myself from Cuba. I came here in 2010. And I'm with these people. Immigrants should be welcome here.
Yeah, do you think immigrants aren't welcome, or do you think it's that the administration wants to go after illegal immigrants?
I think, no, I'm legal, but I think they're just trying to go after.
Bro, we used to make those jokes to my friends, soldiers all the time. Bro, when I say we were fucking racist, everyone was racist, but we weren't, right? I would threaten to deport all my Mexican soldiers too. Even my Russian soldiers, those were the worst. I'm like, does CID know you're here? Are you transmitting this shit back to Russia?
They're illegal immigrants that some of them should be taken out, but I think they should do more research behind who they take out, because some people have been working here and they've started their own lives, and you could tell they should be U.S. citizens and not be getting kicked out.
Why shouldn't they be kicked out if they broke a law?
If they did break a law, then they should, but...
No, I mean, if they came into the country illegally, if they're working illegally. You can't work if you're an illegal citizen. They're not paying taxes because they don't have a social security number because they're working illegally. Should we have consequences for
They
that?
may not have a social,
Yeah,
but they
we
have
definitely
tax
should.
identification.
Okay, what should the consequences be?
Start new laws and just try and get everything more together so that we can have a little bit more organization behind all of this.
Yo, it looks like Prince Andrew's staff at his house are basically telling, fuck you, we're not doing anything for you. Uh-oh.
So the laws already say you can't do that and you'll be deported if you do.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they apply the law and deport the people who are doing that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Why not? They've broken several of our immigration laws.
I don't know. You got me there on that one, though.
All right. Well, you think about that a little bit more, okay? So let me ask you this. If we were to abolish ICE, who would deport the criminals?
I believe there's things in place to take care of that.
Like
I
what?
mean, ICE is one of them. I can't name anything off the top of my head,
ICE?
but at the very least, have ICE be trained people and not have it be like this bill that's being trying to be passed of giving more money to ICE. Just use what they have.
Mhm.
No, the military gets so much money.
Yeah, ICE isn't part of the military.
I know.
I'm
that
just wondering
came
your
up in my mind.
solution. What is the solution if we abolish ICE? That's what I'm looking for. What is your solution? How do we remove these people?
I'm not a politician,
Okay.
so I don't have an answer.
Okay.
But I do see the horrible things ICE is doing, and they should not be killing a protester for recording.
Yeah. I don't think they've killed anyone just for recording. I don't think anyone has been shot just because they were recording.
Korean in the background.
And I think it's awful when anyone dies, especially in an altercation with federal law enforcement. Do you support the people that are in these ICE Watch programs that are going out there following federal officers, recording them, and trying to de-arrest people?
De-arrest?
Yeah, that's part of their handbook with ICE Watch is to de-arrest an illegal alien.
I think the main thing about those fucking ICE Watch is how they able to get into the system and pretty much find out who you are, track everything, and there's a huge database, and it's a whole network on a encrypted app. Interesting. But nobody's been investigated on that because there's politicians' names in it and shit, but don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
or someone who's being detained, they have a handbook of how to de-arrest somebody. So basically get them away from the officer and let them go free. Would you say that that's probably not a good idea, or you're like, yeah, that's okay?
Well, right now what's going on with ICE, if they're being incredibly violent, that they just don't need to. And sometimes just killing people, I do support that because they're saving lives.
Do you think the protesters who are fighting with law enforcement and de-arresting the people who are being detained, you think that's a good idea because they're saving people?
Fighting law enforcement, I feel like in most cases is not right. But our Constitution does say we need to protect our rights if they are trying to force their way into.
So you don't think people should fight law enforcement, but you think people should fight federal law enforcement? Okay, I could see that. But it's ICE. It's not like it's the ATF. You know why I don't like the ATF? Because I like my dogs.
Your home, search your property without a warrant.
Like,
Where is that happening?
there you are.
Someone mentioned earlier that ICE is now, they could write their own warrants and be allowed to go into your house. They don't need a judge's signature. They could just.
That's an administrative warrant, and that has the ability to go and arrest illegal aliens. You need a judicial warrant to enter private places like someone's home. So that's not happening.
But
They
it is.
can't write their own
on
warrants to be able
TikTok.
to go into your home that has to have a judicial signature. They can write their own warrants to arrest people.
They were saying that their
Wait, so
ICE
if they're-
management has been telling them.
Hear me out. So if they're already on orders for deportation, they don't need a warrant, right? Because you've already been through the due process. So there's no problem with those guys, right? Right? Or you just say all can't deport anybody because they're all people. They didn't get their due process.
You could write your own warrants.
Who is ICE management? Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know exactly. It was just someone said it earlier.
Who said it?
I don't
Someone said it here?
know. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Perhaps they're wrong.
Maybe.
Maybe they're wrong.
I really liked how all the students were getting together and protesting for such a good cause.
Okay.
You know, the recent events of ICE, especially Minnesota, and the actions they've taken, it's just really unconstitutional. I'm glad people are coming together and speaking out about it.
What exactly is unconstitutional?
Well, typically,
Uh-huh.
from what I know, I haven't researched well in depth. From what I know, use of force by police officers and agents or law agents, I'd say, it's just like
Uh-huh.
the level of force they're allowed to use.
Sure, that's not rules of engagement for the
Maybe I
military.
should rehearse this.
Yeah.
Um,
Whoa. He should have rehearsed this? Such an odd thing to say.
The level of force they're using, the deadly force they're using, is typically not supposed to be allowed. They're not supposed to be above the law. And police
tell me
agents or police officers are trained, you know, like with the instance of Renee Good, not to step in front of a vehicle because that's self-caused jeopardy.
Do you think he kind of put himself in that
So a
position?
lot of people are just like, oh, he stepped in front of the vehicle. He was actually coming back around to the side. Huh? He fanned it.
be
I believe from the videos that I've seen, the officer did put himself in front of the vehicle, causing harm or causing jeopardy to himself. So regardless of Renee Good's intentions, whether she was legitimately trying to run him over, he did put himself in front of the car, and that does not legitimize his use of deadly force.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. But where does it become so under the whole like justified use of force, it's not about, hindsight and looking at wheels were turned here, this was their intention. The use of force and deadly force and to protect an officer's life, they need to feel justified in using lethal force if they feel that their life or the lives of their fellow officers are in danger. When someone is being hit with a car, it typically comes back justified for them to use lethal force, especially when that same officer was just, dragged by a car a few months earlier and had to get like 36 stitches in his arm. So he's dealt it and he's done with that. When you say it's unconstitutional, though, can you point to anything anywhere in the Constitution where you can say they're breaking this article, they're breaking this, or what exactly in the Constitution?
Somewhere in there.
Is it just the use of force that you're saying, or is all of ICE unconstitutional?
Well, I mean, we've had ICE since like 2001 for 2003.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think ICE itself is unconstitutional. I think, or maybe unconstitutional is not the right category, but I think, under Trump's current presidency, he's severely restricted the length of training.
Yeah.
He reduced the Spanish proficiency training from 5 weeks to nothing. And over it's like 47 days now, the training. And there's the background checks they're doing for agents from what I've seen. People have slipped in without, drug tests or even being, supporters of the current.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me some people aren't even getting drug tested? 50K bonus, 200,000 a year. Can I look like this? Just saying. It's pretty good money, and I'll just do 5 years, right? Pay off a house, maybe buy another one, sell this one. Good to go. Good to go.
Agenda.
Okay. So you have some problems maybe with how ICE agents are being hired.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any problems with ICE itself and their mission and what the agency is to do? Like, their purpose is to remove illegal aliens from the interior of the United States. Do you ultimately have a problem with that?
I understand the issue is with illegal immigrants who have come to this country, but there's lots of data showing their contribution to economy, and there's a lot of cherry picking with different events to try to make immigrants look bad, illegal or illegal.
I'm just looking for solutions. Looking for solutions. I don't think that it's a trend that ICE agents are going out there and shooting protesters. It's not a trend that's happening. I definitely think with Renee Good, that was an awful thing that happened. I wish she was still alive, but at the end of the day, I do think that was a justified shooting in self-defense. Alex Preddy, I think that's a little bit more messy. And I wish that hadn't happened. I wish that he didn't decide to fight law enforcement. I wish that the ICE agents had better communication when disarming him. We don't know exactly what happened yet. But what I do know is that despite these incidents, ICE is still doing a good job, and I support them being there, and I fully support their mission in Minneapolis.
Okay.
You do know the stats that they're arresting and deporting mostly innocent people with no criminal record at all. They're just, yes, they have been here legally, but that's it. That's
I'm
all
okay
they've
with
done.
that. I voted for that. Yeah. I voted for people to be deported for the simple act of
Racist.
crossing to the border illegally. I
Racist.
want those people deported. I do not want them in our country. You know why? because the women over there on those signs, they were killed by people who were in this country illegally, who had deportation orders, and they were ignored by ICE under the Joe Biden administration. They would all still be alive if they had just deported someone for the simple crime, it is a misdemeanor federally, of being in the country illegally. They would all still be alive. I do support that.
I just want to point out, you said it's a misdemeanor.
Yes.
And people are
Oh
getting
my God. Oh, fuck. It only cares of all he heard was, oh wait, it's a misdemeanor.
finally tackled, treated horribly for a misdemeanor.
Yeah, so those people who are being treated horribly, they're usually being targeted by ICE for criminal actions and felonies and stuff like that. I'm talking about those women right there, real quick. Look at their faces. They were killed by illegal aliens who had deportation orders, but they were caught by ICE and released under the Joe Biden administration. They would still be alive if we just deported people. Their only thing was committing the misdemeanor of crossing the border illegally. They are all worth it. Their lives were all worth deporting people who just crossed the border and did nothing else further. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I appreciate you listening. If you still disagree, that's okay, but I hope that you might think about that a little bit more, that we don't know who's coming in. We don't know who's coming in, and we're letting them in here. Sure, they haven't yet committed a felony or whatever, but when we don't know who they are in our system, they have broken our immigration law, we have to hold those people accountable, send them back and say, come in through the right way. Although, to be fair, I don't really support legal immigration either, but, you know, that's the whole thing.
You don't support legal immigration?
No. I think that we need to halt. We have way too many people here. We have brought in too many people. I think we need to halt it, take a look at what's going on.
Maybe, but I kind of agree with it because we do have too many people. But I don't think we should halt it anymore. We should limit it. You can limit countries, that's for damn sure. You can also limit the amount of people, like a lottery. Right? First come, first serve. Then you have to pass. Or next.
With our country, deport massive amounts of people. Massive deportations need to happen, and then we can reevaluate who we're letting in and from what countries. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I thank you so much for listening to me and having a dialogue. I really, really appreciate your time. Anything else you wanna advocate for? You good?
I really appreciate how you know, you presented yourself and you weren't attacking or anything. You're presenting information. I think that's very nice.
Thank you.
You know, you're out here talking as opposed to, you know, doing all that. So
yeah, I appreciate
it's
that.
nice to talk.
It is nice to talk, isn't
And
it?
we may disagree.
Mhm.
I do feel, you know, yeah, entering illegally is bad, but I feel like there's a little more nuance and like
Give more compassion for
Mhm.
like
it's a whole system. It's not just like black or white.
yeah.
You know, yes, people are coming in illegally.
Black, white, brown, yellow, you know. What other colors do we have? Pink. I think that's it.
But it's why, and you know, should we be treating them harshly? Should we help them come in, you know, legally? It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, definitely see. It's hard to see like people being detained with their children.
Yeah.
It's very hard to see that.
Yeah.
But I don't blame ICE for that. I blame their parents who brought them here, knowing that they broke a crime and they brought their children and involved them in the crime. And I think it's actually really graceful and kind for ICE to keep them together and let the child be with them in a detention center or an immigration holding center instead of separating them. So it's the parent's fault. That parent put them in that position. These are the consequences of their actions, in my opinion. And it's I'm really grateful that the families can at least.
See, that's what I did with my wife. Made sure everything was legal because I already knew the process. Everything was legal. And that they're not lying. It takes time. But I did it without a lawyer. We never hired a lawyer. because we knew it was going to take time. If it takes the same amount of time with a lawyer, why the fuck am I going to pay for a lawyer? Right? Still would have taken the same amount of time because it was post 9/11. But it doesn't, I don't know. I guess I just have a different outlook when it comes to that shit because I know the process.
He said the Ku Klux Klan were good people in speech.
I support the process. Could it be faster? I don't know. Because some of these people, like I said, you have to list pretty much everywhere you've lived, especially if it's in a different country, because they need to know. Because they can run your name and it won't be like, oh, yeah, we found this guy's a criminal in Burma. Fine, we should let him in, but he's wanted for murder in Burma. Oh. Yeah, next. Takes time. Like for my father-in-law, holy shit. He used to work in Burma. This is totally unrelated. It just came to my mind as a truck driver. It was like 30 years before we applied for him, just for the green card. They're back home now. They were just here when my wife was pregnant. I was deployed, keep some family close. I know the process. I know how long the process takes. And I support the process. I sound like a broken record, right? Yeah, I definitely do.
Yes. Can you pull up an example of that?
No, I can't.
Can I pull up an example of that, of debunking what you're saying?
Please. I see him with reporters on Air Force One calling reporters stupid.
Well, that's a lot different than celebrating the Ku Klux Klan, isn't it, ma'am?
The United
was on Air
States
Force
needs
One.
to remain technologically a leader, correct? Isn't that to our best interest?
Ma'am, I think that's a very fair take.
Right. So rolling back the standards on automobiles, for instance, makes our cars worldwide, global, non-purchasable because they're going back in time to old gas-powered vehicles while the rest of the world embraces new technology and electric vehicles. That's one thing.
Well, you think we're not embracing the new technology because we have the most advanced electric cars on the planet? I mean, maybe...
No, not anymore.
Maybe
No, we still do.
No, China, I just read, China has moved ahead of us.
Oh, well, they have...
And they will continue.
I was watching a video from China, and it was an EV maker that randomly these batteries just explode and it's weird. They think it's something like because they were parked in the service department overnight, and they would just catch on fire. So Chinese mechanics or auto shops, they're like, "Yo, we're not taking your guys' car. We don't want that shit because everybody's thing is burning down because of that specific car." So the EVs really aren't ahead quite yet. Their batteries are still behind of what we have.
Hold on.
As well as European cars. Our cars will not be
There's nuance there, ma'am.
sellable outside of the country.
Super quick. Their vehicles, they have some things that are better than ours. We have some things that are better than theirs, right?
Like what?
I believe range. I believe they're better on when it comes to range. I could be wrong about this. I'm not an EV expert, but there's a... Oh, it's okay.
I know,
Hey, sir.
I know, but I know what to say.
She's an adult. She's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm an adult.
She's an adult.
Okay, then let's
sorry,
move
I'm so sorry
on
about
to
him.
let's move on to his attempts to stop all the offshore wind on the East Coast.
Yeah.
The court just ruled that that's not acceptable. He's done it before.
Trump does not like wind. That's true.
Let's see. Offshore oil or wind. First, you got to build those things out there, right? Destroying the ecosystem. Because you don't put one, you put hundreds, and they're spaced out really almost across the ocean, destroying those ecosystems. And then you put blades that will vibrate continuously while they're spinning, possibly destroying, I don't know, the crust, Maybe you're going to cause a earthquake, vibrations, and you know what? The fish will leave. No wildlife are going to be like, I'm not living in that shit. Gives me a headache. What happens if those big fucking turbines need replaced? It's going to take a lot of oil. Interesting. And then what if one breaks down and the hydraulic fluids in it leak everywhere into the ocean? Safe for the environment? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Trump does not like wind.
This is your top thing.
I didn't say that. I said there are so many things, and I'm beginning to list them.
So, I'm sorry. This is in your top things. I'll clarify my language.
Yes, environmental.
How does wind help us become technologically dominant? Isn't nuclear better than that?
Yes.
Are
Isn't
you
nuclear
kidding
better?
me?
Let me
Never
know.
mind.
Wait,
Let's
wind?
move on. I do not
No,
want to
no.
engage
Whoa,
you
whoa,
if you
whoa,
ask
whoa.
that question.
Than that? Like,
Are
isn't
you, ma'am? I'm not kidding you. Why would you think that? Don't let her off the hook, James.
Kidding me? Never mind.
Wait,
Let's
wind?
move on. I do not
Okay.
want to engage you if you ask that question. It's rather silly.
Never mind.
Okay.
Okay,
Carry
let
on.
me show us what you don't know. Okay?
I guess I was
Oh.
underestimating wind.
Yes, big time. Okay, so that costs American companies billions of dollars when he does that. Throws a wrench in.
Wrong. It costs Chinese companies billions of dollars. We don't make that shit here. Are you retarded?
To something that's 86% complete, and he's done that repeatedly.
Hasn't loosening restrictions on automotive and energy actually created more jobs and more money for the United States, more energy independence? Isn't that what we want?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay.
No. And even
I'm sorry, ma'am. Why wouldn't you want to be independent from the world? Sustain, sorry. I don't know why I said sustain. Sustain our country all by ourselves so we don't have to depend on anybody. Why do you think we need to depend on other countries?
car makers were surprised and disappointed at his rolling back the amount of gas per gallon that cars burn.
I believe they're all actually cheering it on because it's really damaging
they're
them.
not. And just like they're not happy about Venezuela and they don't want to invest in that country. The president.
Who doesn't want to invest? Dude, these oil companies are fucking salivating right now.
President of Exxon said, "Oh no, we're not trying that
Well,
again."
it seems a little risky at this point. Before, you know what happened before is they actually invested and built a lot of the
I know what happened.
Right, and then they nationalized oil and destroyed the entire.
Okay, and
program.
what about Trump's petty and horrible holding back of all the foreign aid that was worth, again, billions, that he stopped
USAID.
cold, and instead of allowing Bill Gates.
Well, it's because we didn't want to send money to Afghanistan for like childhood condom training or a gay Sesame Street in Istanbul or Russian. Fuck. What does Russia do for the world? Vodka. Russian vodka imports from the port of Senegal, which is weird because it's nowhere near Russia. But it, when it travels down, it gets that special. It's special, like the way the movement. There's no other way like it. It's done by horse and carriage, right? And it takes months, really slow, so it ages that well in that specific temperature because it'll go up, it'll go down, it'll go up, it'll get humid.
With his money and his companies to get health care to women, children, food. He said no. And all of those valuable and expensive medications, injections, preventions for world health are laying waste.
Wait. She doesn't support cheaper drugs? That doesn't make sense. Why would you not support cheaper drugs? That doesn't help the lower class, the middle class. That actually helps everybody now, especially the rich guys that want, the Wegovy so they can, fuck their own body up like retards.
Why?
Well,
Why?
well,
Can you explain that to
I'll
me?
gladly explain it to you. When it comes to the humanitarian aid under USAID, yeah, USAID pretty much was just a massive left-wing
I didn't ask
distribution program.
Yes, but
yeah.
why waste
the
what's
humanitarian
already
aid was moved on. Those programs were moved under the State Department. They still exist.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No.
Sam Altman recently announced that ChatGPT can reference all your past conversations. Do you feel comfortable knowing an AI had information? ChatGPT has the former. Put a link down in the description below.
I read that it's laid waste on multiple outlets.
Well, I mean,
Be it-
breaking news: federal government wasted some stuff, but
That's another
ultimately those programs shifted over to the State Department. They didn't get rid of them completely. I'm not exactly sure specifically what you're talking about, but yeah, I mean, when it comes
I'm
to
talking about that Bill Gates and his
government waste is
organization.
not something unique to the Trump administration. You know what I mean? If that is the case.
What about Bill Gates?
Is that a fair take or no?
No.
Really?
It's not. No.
Really?
What about Bill Gates?
Well,
I
was
just
like
said that
tens
Bill
of billions of dollars of military equipment left in the Middle East under the Biden administration? Or
All that equipment we left there is fucking stupid. Dumb. Why did we leave them? They're not gonna know how to use them? Motherfucker, we used to train their military and their police on the same equipment. Think they're not gonna know how to use them? At all? And their militaries used to do patrols with us so they would learn tactics. And they can train for another invasion.
$500 billion per year that is wasted due to fraud every single year. I mean, a lot of this stuff is, there's waste in government. So I don't know specifically what you're talking about, but take it away.
Yeah, another problem I have is that there's no due process of law. I don't like the fact the Trump administration shuts out reporting. His top people are also racist,
Hold on.
flagrant.
Can we go one issue at a time, ma'am?
Yeah.
The due process. No, I understand. But due process of law. What due process are you talking about?
Due process when somebody is arrested, that they be able to, that their loved ones and attorneys know where they're going,
Right.
why they were arrested. None of that is occurring. Not
Go on.
only
I'm
for
so sorry. You're talking about illegal immigrants?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about U.S. citizens that are being arrested.
Oh,
Wow.
Who are they being arrested by? I'm just trying to clarify. I'm not trying to be tricky here.
ICE.
ICE. Okay, so I figured it was an
okay.
immigration thing that we're talking about.
But it's not. It's become something that has nothing to do with immigration.
Well, that's because.
I mean, you kind of think about it. You kind of really think about it. That whole ICE and CBP, it's kind of like a little army, a Gestapo. What happens when they're done? What happens when they're done? They're going to be a little homeland army. And think about it. Even if a Democrat gets elected, they already have that army. You think they're going to disband it? Absolutely not, you fucking retards.
As assaults on federal agents are up 1,000%. Death
Remember,
threats are up 8,000.
They created 87,000 IRS agents, and the IRS has a fucking massive budget for ammunition. Why would they need ammunition in the IRS?
What are you saying?
You have
Wait,
protests and
stop,
riots.
Stop. What did you just say?
Well, there are arrests being made of U.S. citizens because there's literally chaos in the streets when it comes to.
Okay, this is where I stop. That is not the case at all.
The other night they just looted an FBI vehicle.
Oh.
And a guy stole an AR-15
And
out of an
I don't
FBI
appreciate
vehicle.
that the Ku Klux Klan has been called by Trump good people. That's the end.
Oh, you're right. He called the KKK good people.
That's the end of my tape right
The good
now.
people on both sides
Yes.
turn out to be a hoax.
No.
Yes.
No.
Why do you say no?
No,
Oh.
that's not the case because he has.
You guys know before all this started, these same people were probably very blatantly racist. And now they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. We got to look like we're not racist now, guys. We got to look like we're not racist. Ma'am, do you live in a predominantly white neighborhood? How many black people? How many brown people? How many yellow people live in your neighborhood? I'm just curious. I have a very diverse neighborhood. Matter of fact, yeah. I can just think of this little area right here. Very well, 2/5, 3/5. It's whatever.
Said it multiple times on other occasions in his speeches. So don't
He said
even
the
try
Ku Klux
that.
Klan were good people in speeches?
Yes.
Can you pull up an example of that?
No, I can't.
Can I pull up an example of that, of debunking what you're saying?
Please. I see him with reporters on Air Force One calling reporters stupid.
Well, that's a lot different than celebrating.
Wrong. Pretty sure Air Force One was piggy. Air Force One was piggy.
The Ku Klux Klan, isn't it, man?
Is
We're kind of shifting
non-presidential.
the
He
kind of
has
shifting the
taken
argument
our
here.
whole country and run it right into the ground.
I don't know about
We're
Trump's
now
responsible for
headed
that. It's
towards
been a handful of
third
administrations.
world. You know, and what about the going after the banking system when he doesn't
We
even
got a lot of
have
things.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
so much.
I admire your I admire your
He doesn't
your
believe
knowledge on this and how motivated you are to be out here to protest.
There is no more law and order. There is no more due process in this country.
Let's talk about due process because you keep talking about that. Do you have a problem with
You're right, ma'am. You know what? She is absolutely right. There is no due process in this country. That's why murderers get let off on the street 47 times, only to commit murder again. And they're like, you know what? Just come back. We'll give you a court case in like 3 years. Just, we got you. We got you. You're right. There is no due process. These murderers aren't getting due process.
I have a problem with what ICE is
When
doing.
you have your top
mind if I
people
ask you?
in the Trump administration after the death of multiple people come out and say that they were terrorists when there's been no investigation, that is so remarkably.
She was probably, you know what? There's no proof Osama bin Laden had anything to do with 9/11. Can't believe they killed him. There's no proof that Saddam Hussein was being a dictator tyrant over in Iraq. There's no proof. Huh? There's no proof that Hitler wasn't really trying to get rid of the transgender people and gay people and the master race when Hitler himself didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. That's not true. It's not true. 6 million. 6 million, huh? 6 million. Remember, somehow, right around 6 million people were around when Israel was recreated in the 50s.
Irresponsible and just another way that this whole administration functions. They don't function.
I mean, but on the
They are the
can we pause for a quick second because I can disagree with that, but you also have to acknowledge the Newsom press social media pages coming out and saying that
See
she was.
that? This guy right. Oh, that's not a guy. No, it's a guy. That's a beard, right? A goatee. Look how many signs he's carrying. Why is he carrying all those signs in a protest? Not paid for or anything.
Newsom press social media pages coming out and saying that she was killed by terrorists. They called ICE terrorists.
That's right.
So you're condemning that language too.
That's what have you noticed?
Do you think the brave men and women of ICE are terrorists?
You know what? I have
Wow,
no.
I thought you would condemn that.
I have no comment on that other than to say that, Newsom is now turning to Trump tactics and has been now for a couple of years.
Newsom condemned his own press page for calling them terrorists. Do you agree with Newsom on that, for condemning his own press page on X?
See, that's the other thing. Normal people know when they've made a mistake, and they say they have.
Right.
Never, ever has Trump or his cronies said they have made a mistake.
Okay.
And that is so abnormal.
So you're going to agree with Newsom then? You are going to condemn that language? Because I brought up another example of the left using that exact language. In fact, the language coming from the left, in my view, and I think most people's view, of ICE since January 20th has been insane. Calling them domestic terrorists, calling them, saying that they're
we don't know
deporting American citizens. It's lie after lie after lie.
Well, then they're murdering, they're shooting people in the face. Don't forget that. I mean, it's true. They shot one person in the face.
Lie after lie, and now you have people committing domestic terrorist attacks against ICE and committing federal crimes by impeding their operations.
What about that?
The rhetoric has been insane from the left, no?
No, it hasn't been insane.
No, it hasn't.
It's been reactionary to what's been happening. Just like I'm reactionary.
It's been reactionary to very reasonable policy, which is deporting people in the country illegally, no?
No.
You see? She just said it. There's no logic behind their thought process. It's just a reactionary thing, right? Right? Just like, oh my God, this dude's in this 3 million page document. And it's a fucking news article that for some reason that they decided to put in there. And here's the crazy thing. If you look through the documents, there's like almost a daily brief that's pages long. And it's got news articles, it's got notes, and just like, yo, this is like a literal brief of what's going on every day. There's ones where there's even timelines of what they're supposed to be doing hour by hour. Some of that shit's ridiculous. Been trying to get time to go sit there and read through the testimonies of security guards and FBI agents. Haven't gotten around to that yet because there's a lot of them.
Oh.
No. What about deporting child rapists and murderers?
Of course, that is okay, but not pulling into a parking lot and starting to round people up based on the color of their skin. Or
No, that's not how they do operations.
Well, sorry.
Well, what is your evidence for that? Do you mind if that's a big allegation. What is our evidence for that?
Films I see.
And it's okay that you can say, I think, but you know their operations and why they were targeting somebody? You know? What's your name?
Yes.
You have the intelligence?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh.
Where'd you get that?
Oh. Ma'am, got a question. How do you feel about Israel? Out of curiosity, now that seeing this. Damn, I do sound like not Alex Jones. Who's that fucking ridiculous dude? I can't think of the fucker's name right now. And I'm not talking about Jake Lang. That dude's a piece of shit.
But,
From
HSI intelligence.
Over and over and over and over and over and over and
The
over.
overwhelming majority of people in the country illegally are from, Mexico, Central America, South America.
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about illegals. I'm talking about our citizens being detained
I was talking
and
about
taken
illegals.
off.
She doesn't understand. Detained and deported are two different things. I've been detained plenty of times. I've been detained many times. That's part of being stupid.
That's fine.
Detained, yeah. If they break a federal law, they can get detained by
We
ICE.
already had that. Remember now.
Wait, ma'am. hold on.
Remember,
Pause.
Obama removed more
do you
illegal
mean, Nick?
immigrants than Trump did in his first administration.
Yeah.
And did
it's
you
not,
see
it's
all
not
this-
technically a true statistic, but
Yeah, it is.
so
it is.
so the reason why I say that,
What
and
do
I'm
you
not,
watch? Fox News? The ones that said Hillary Clinton was running child pornography, the ones that said the voting machines were all wrong.
and
that's the trouble
Democrats
with
think children.
Bro, that wasn't Fox News. Well, Fox News was, but I didn't follow that shit because of Fox News. Yes, there you go. Thank you. Why I couldn't remember his fucking name.
can consent to sex change operations. Okay, so yeah, both parties have their things. When it comes down to it, though,
that's a big thing.
The deportations. No, there's way bigger things on the left. Like they don't think we can have a border anymore at our southern border. You know what I mean?
Trump thinks
like we
he
can't
can
have
change.
we can't
And the left thinks, kids should be able to pick their gender at 3 years old.
protect American sovereignty.
Well, what about
that's a
Trump
problem.
going after Greenland? This is ridiculous.
Okay, we can talk about that in a sec. I wanted to talk about the Obama deportation numbers. Do you mind if I touch on that? Because when it comes down to it, the reason why
No, I don't want to
it's
talk
inflated.
anymore. I'm busy here. Thank you for your time.
Can I please
with
explain
me.
it?
No.
Now that
I'm
they
busy.
bring up, yes, Obama deported 3 million people. Some of them were self-deportees as well, maybe half of them. But that was over 8 years. So Trump is really behind for that 3 million number. It's just a little bit behind.
He did not deport more people internally in the United States than Trump. It's not true.
Oh, stop with your. You know what? You get your information from the same.
Where do I get it from?
Fox News and all the
No, that's not where I'm getting it from.
Republican-based news outlets, conservative outlets that for years now.
That's not where I'm learning this stuff from.
Just like Trump said the election was stolen from him. That whole ugly thing.
It's like nailing Jello to the wall with this conversation.
It's weird. Like, I don't think that stolen election thing was about him losing anymore. Originally, I think it was. But now that we have DNI involved, I think it's a lot more than that. National intelligence, that means foreign interference. And that they're they're interfering with our elections, which has been proven. And these Dominion machines have been hacked. But nobody's talking about Tulsi Gabbard heading down to Puerto Rico and getting their voting machines. Nobody's mentioning that. But in Atlanta, oh my fucking God. In Atlanta, completely different. Now they're crying that we want our ballots back. We want our ballots back. Dude, what's it matter? The election was in 2022. When were you going to destroy that batch anyway? How long are you required to have it in stock? Filed away? 10 years? 20 years? There's got to be a reason you have to hold them for a certain amount of time. Maybe, I don't know, an audit?
I'd gladly talk about one thing at a time, ma'am.
There's so much.
Yeah.
And you get your sense of what's true and real is different from mine. So I want to disagree.
I'm talking about facts only here.
No, you're not.
Yes, ma'am.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You are not.
Did you know there's a over 95% reduction in human trafficking down at the southern border right now? Good thing, right?
Trump is a narcissistic,
Holy
self-absorbed person that shouldn't be in the White House. And anybody that keeps supporting him and his mission shouldn't be.
In human trafficking down at the southern border right now.
You
I didn't
are
hear
not.
that.
Did you know
Please tell me I didn't hear that bullshit right.
there's a over 95% reduction in human trafficking down at the southern border right now? Good thing, right?
Yep.
Trump is a narcissistic, self-absorbed person that shouldn't be in the.
She doesn't fucking care. That, ladies and gentlemen, is elder abuse and brainwashed TDS. Brainwashed.
The White House, and anybody that keeps supporting him and his mission is cuckoo.
Bad for the cartel human traffickers, though, right, ma'am? The 95% reduction in illegal crossings down at the border? That's a good.
I support his immigration policy. I'm cuckoo. But remember, guys, Donnie Boy, has also taken his time to go to Israel, go over to this Western Wall, and make out with it. Like, I assume that, maybe I didn't watch it. No, actually, I did watch it. But imagine if the cameras weren't there, right? he probably would have taken his hands on the wall like it was boobs and just made out with it. He's like, yeah, me and Israel are totally close now. I think I got her pregnant.
Thing for the American people and bad for the cartels, right?
Why did he release that narco-terrorist from prison?
Which one are you talking about? I mean, I could disagree with the
From
individual
Honduras?
instance, but I'm talking about
The
the
one-
evaporation of the worst border crisis in American history right now.
We're after for so many years.
From
that
Honduras?
was the biggest drug cartel that went to prison, and he gave them amnesty and released them.
I would have to look at that one a little bit more, but I appreciate you bringing that up. When it comes down to my question, though, would you like to answer that one?
How come Trump feels he
Just
can
that one
spend
question.
billions
Good thing, right?
ripping down our White House? Now he says he's going to go after the West Wing because it looks so small.
Well, presidents have been demanding a ballroom for a long time, but we'll
Nobody has.
no, it's
not
been a
true.
thing for like a long time, actually. I'm not really that
Who's gonna
passionate
go
about
to
that issue.
ball? Are you going to go to the balls?
I'll definitely go to that ball, 100%.
It's not just for the ballroom. That's for state visits. And I think they were talking about the reason that they had this built, or they've wanted it built for a while, is because when they had these great big White House dinners and shit, they would have to set up tents. Set up a huge fucking tent so everybody can attend this dinner. Now, why not use the fucking ballroom? Well, so we got to use the ballroom to hide some more of that gold from Fort Knox that isn't there anymore.
If I'm invited, absolutely. Are you kidding me? You would go too.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, you'll be my plus one.
What a waste of money.
Would you go if you were my plus one though?
No.
No. But in all seriousness, when it comes down to it, over 95%
But you
reduction
think
in
it's
illegal
weird. These are the same people that during COVID were crying about the Kennedy Center kind of losing money because of the COVID. Oh, we need to put all this government money into the Kennedy Center. And now that Trump's putting money in the Kennedy Center, that's terrible. It's terrible. The Trump Kennedy Center? It's bullshit. But he's putting money into it. I don't care. Put his name on it.
crossings. Are we going to celebrate that? Bad for the human traffickers, right? They're making record low profits right
Your
now.
numbers are wrong, buddy.
Why do you say that? What is your evidence that my numbers are wrong?
All the news sources except for Fox.
It's all available data. All available news sources are reporting that the border crisis evaporated.
Why isn't Trump down at the border? Why are
Because
they
there's
in
no crisis anymore because he evaporated it.
Ma'am, I don't want you to know. Product placement. Ground News? Ground News, you can search it and it'll tell you everything they had on that. Sometimes as early or late as years ago. Not really years ago, maybe months ago. And up to date. Ground News. I don't know what the actual website is. Just Google Ground News. Huh? And if you're interested, I can give you one of my promo codes and product placement this.
Why isn't he sending troops into Republican states?
They are. They're just not getting people.
Ma'am. Did you know that he sent troops into Nashville? Not Nashville, Memphis. Do you know that?
Committing acts of domestic terrorism against ICE in Republican states as often.
And Memphis.
Local
supposed
departments,
to be
local
some
police departments are
badass
working with
area.
ICE to respect immigration detainers, to pick up criminals from prisons. In places like Minneapolis, they're releasing them from prisons. So ICE has to go hunt them down.
She's not listening.
What do you think about that, ma'am?
I'll say it again. Your news sources are false.
Okay. But you don't have any evidence that they're false, right? You can't disprove them.
I absolutely can.
So what did I say that was wrong right there then? Is Minneapolis not releasing illegal immigrants from jails
Correct.
when their
They're
terms are
not.
over?
No.
Oh.
And so they're respecting ICE detainers?
Yes.
They are?
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. Well, that goes against the sanctuary city policy, but fair enough. Ma'am, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Have a good one. Have a good
All right.
protest.
It's all right. That's someone's grandma. Someone's grandma. And that's elder abuse. Those are probably the same ones they get from the nursing home down the street. Once it comes like 3, 4, or 5 o'clock, they all go home. time for lunch or a story hour or whatever it is they do at nursing homes. It's abuse. But it's okay. They're our future. Wait, you mean they're not our future? But they're so young. Those elderly people that are out there protesting every day, that's our future. Motherfucker, that's why we laugh at you. Just like we laugh at these fucking college educated people. We know they're not learning fucking school shit, reading, writing, arithmetics from kindergarten up to college. College are teaching you to be activists. Activists. That's all you got to do. I'm an activist. Just like I'm going to start walking around now. I'm a legal observer. I'm a legal observer. But in reality, I'm not taking video of ICE. Legal observer, guys. I think that's it. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure that was it. I think I only skipped one. Yep, I only skipped. Which one did I skip? I don't remember. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children that are 18 above, because remember, I still have children and they're adults. Bro, I was thinking about it. Less than a year, I'll have 3 adults. Boom. But I can't kick one of them out because he's still in high school. So unfair. So unfair. I left home at 17. Right? Never regret the decision. No. It may have fucked with my mind and my body, destroyed my body, but kids are taken care of. They got them a college education and they didn't pay a dime. Matter of fact, they got paid money. I'm not telling you how to think, because if I did that, you would probably sound like an anarchist. No, because you do believe in immigration, but you hate the ATF. Why do you hate the ATF? I love my dogs. I love my dogs. That's it. That's it. Pretty much, I love dogs. But I'm not telling you how to think. I'm just telling you to think. Because if you don't love dogs or cats or raccoons, have you ever seen a pet raccoon or a pet possum? Yeah? And then you can eat them later. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You never know. Or you could take the raccoon, right? Skin it, and then you can have that coon skin hat. Not that kind of coon, you racist motherfucker. What is wrong with you? Get out of here. Just telling you to think though.